Welcome to Let's Play Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. I am so ridiculously freaking excited. I can't even begin. I can hardly contain it. I've been looking forward to playing this game so long. What I'm hoping to do is get the roles that we want within this first bonus extra half hour, whatever you want to call it. If we fail to do so, I would at least consider doing a little cheating, like with the auto roller that Martin put in the Discord, or just spawning in extra manuals with cheat console or something like that. But anyway, let's fire it up. Nyron, Tater, hello, hello, everyone. So good to have you here on this wonderful, Monday evening. He who fights with monsters should look to it that he himself does not become a monster when you gaze long into the abyss also gazes into you.
No, you can't. I will be the last. And you will go first. Please!
Meet you, Tater. Hey, Lone Wonder. I love this series, but this game, absolutely. Irenicus is one of the best video game villains of all time. I turned it down a little bit, but it's very quiet in my headset. Alright, let's tweak our options. Haven't even done this yet. Alright, gameplay. So they've added some options here. Tooltip delay, scroll speed. I always put difficulty on core rules. Okay, I didn't think so. I'll change it in here. So the slider controls the difficulty level of the game. Easy, far left. All hit point rolls are maximum. Party members gain +6 luck and cannot permanently die. All spells are learned automatically and opponents do half damage against the party. Normal. Middle left. All hit point rolls are maximum. Party members cannot permanently die. All spells are learned automatically and opponents do 3/4 damage against the party. Weak. Core rules. Middle. AD&D 2nd edition rules apply. Hit point rolls are random. Party members can permanently die. Spell learning has a chance to fail. And opponents do full damage. Hard. Middle right. All opponents do 50% more damage against the party. Insane. All opponents do double damage against the party. Now, this game, I'm going to break my own rules. We are not playing on Insane. We're putting it on core rules. Because they gave us some quality of life tweaks. Check it out. Story mode. The party gains all the benefits of easy difficulty and they cannot die in combat. No, that's too weak. Area map background. Highlight accessible terrain on the area map. That sounds cool. Multiplayer chat box. Show chat box in multiplayer games. Sure, why not? Gore. See gory combat animations. Weather. See weather effects like rain, snow, and fog. Group infravision. Show infravision when any selected character has infravision. Otherwise, infravision will only be shown when one character with infravision is selected. If I'm reading that right, I think it is fair to enable it. Because I have to select a character who has infravision for it to work, so yeah. Rest until healed. Repeatedly cast healing spells on rest until fully healed. Otherwise, currently memorized healing spells are cast once on rest. Note this option does not work in multiplayer. Now this is the big one. This is the one I always have to drop it to normal for. This solves so many problems. Max HP on level up. Gain maximum additional hit points on level up. Otherwise, the game follows AD&D rules. No difficulty-based damage increase. Prevent your characters from taking more damage on difficulty settings higher than core rules. Additional enemies will still spawn. Not messing with that. Don't melee after depleting one ammo stack. Only switch to melee after depleting all equipped ammo stacks. That makes sense. Alright, assign keys. Actually, we won't miss keys, but feedback is important. Visual feedback, colored selection circles, classic selection circles. Restore the classic selection circles and movement marker. More confirmation prompt. Prompt before removing memorized spells or resting it in. No cosmetic attacks. I like cosmetic attacks. Show a pop-up at the top of the screen on gaining a journal entry. Feedback message to hit roll. Yeah, we don't need to see those. Actions. State changes. Combat information. Selection text. Yep, that's all good. Auto pause. Alright, this is an important one. Choose the conditions under which the game should automatically pause. Yes. Center on party member, character hit, character injured, character death, character attack, character target destroyed. I usually use like all of the auto pause options, except end of round. Enemy sighted, spell cast, trap found. Alright. Graphics. Well, we don't have a whole lot of options here. Keep it full screen. Hardware mouse cursor. Scale user interface. Stretch the UI to fill the available screen space with the window is resized. Sure. Zoom lock. Now, I want to be able to zoom. Sprite outline. Sure. Grayscale on pause. Highlight selected to right. Dither always. Yes. Show character HP, show health bars, allow scrolling out of bounds. Okay. Language. English. Yes. Movies. Sound. Okay, here we go. Command sounds seldom, selection sounds always. Okay, here we go. Oh, there it did. Is that better? Alright, we finally found the sound settings. People were complaining it was loud. Is that better? Alright, here we go. Oops. Alright. We are playing the main Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition game, single player. We don't need a tutorial, and we're not going to pre-generate a character. Come on. New game. Gender. We're going to play a dude. This is an aesthetic choice and will not affect your attributes in any fashion. It can, however, affect whether or not an NPC becomes romantically interested in your character. When we get to BG2, we're going to do the Jahira romance. It has the best rewards, just in case you're wondering. So we're going to be a male. Females of the realms can excel in whatever profession they choose, whether wizardry, thievery, or the arts of war. Males of the realms can excel in whatever profession they choose, whether wizardry, thievery, or the arts of war. Alright, pick a portrait. One I always used when I was a kid. Race! Or else I have played this a ton. Yes. Race. The race of your character will determine what their base abilities can be, as well as assign possible intrinsic talents, such as infravision. Some restrictions in class selection may also apply, because game balance dictates that certain races are unsuited for certain professions. Alright. Humans are utterly vanilla as a race choice. I'm not gonna be a human, but just in case you're wondering. Humans are the predominant race in Faerun. Humans rule most of the significant empires and kingdoms in the realms. They are the most social and tolerant of races, excepting perhaps the halflings. Humans may advance as any class and are also the only race that can dual class. Humans may not multi-class. Half-orc. Half-orcs are born from the union of human and orc parents. They are as tall as humans, but a little heavier due to their muscular builds. Their greenish pigmentation, sloping forehead, jutting jaw, prominent teeth, and coarse body hair make their lineage plain for all to see. In the Sword Coast, half-orcs are tolerated, as unlike in the north, the local people haven't had centuries of warfare with orc kind. Half-orcs are known for their great strength. Half-orcs have the following traits: infravision, +1 strength, +1 constitution, -2 intelligence. Whereas it was made under a AD&D 2nd edition. We're not going to be a half-orc because my class is going to be a multi-classed fighter mage, so I can't take a 2-point hit to intelligence and expect to be a decent spellcaster. Gnome. Kin to dwarves, gnomes are noticeably smaller than their distant cousins. Gnomes, as they proudly maintain, are also less rotund than dwarves. Most have dark tan or brown skin, white hair, and rather large noses. Gnomes have lively and sly senses of humor, especially for practical jokes. They have a love for nature that is only matched by their love for gems and jewelry. There are 2 racial divisions of gnomes within the realms: rock gnomes and deep gnomes, Svrfneblin. Gnomes have the following traits: +2 bonus to saving throws versus rod, staff, wand, and versus spell, with additional bonuses based on constitution. They have infravision. They have 5% open locks, 10% find traps, 5% move silently, 5% hide in shadows, 10% detect illusion, and 5% set traps, +1 intelligence, -1 wisdom. Yeah. Wisdom's a pretty important trait. You don't want to take a hit there. Halfling. Halflings are short, generally plump people, very much like small humans. Their faces are round and broad and often quite florid. Their hair is typically curly and the tops of their feet are covered with coarse hair. Overall, they prefer the comforts of home to dangerous adventuring. They enjoy good living, rough humor, and homespun tales. There are 3 racial divisions of halflings within the realms: the harefoot, tall fellow, and stout. Halflings have the following traits: +2 bonus to saving throws versus paralysis, poison, death, versus rod, staff, wand, and versus spell, with additional bonuses based on constitution. +1 Thaco bonus with slings, 5% open locks, 5% find traps, 5% pickpockets, 10% move silently, 15% hide in shadows, +1 dex, -1 strength, -1 wisdom. Elf. Elves tend to be shorter and slimmer than humans. Their features are finely chiseled and delicate, and they speak in melodic tones. Elves are looked upon as being frivolous and aloof. They concern themselves with natural beauty, dancing, frolicking, and other similar pursuits. Their humor is clever, as are their songs and poetry. There are 6 racial divisions of elves within the realms: gold elves, moon elves, wild elves, sea elves, dark elves, drow, and winged elves of Ariel. Elves have the following traits: 90% resistance against charm and sleep magics, infravision, +1 Thaco bonus with bows, short swords, and long swords, -5 open locks, +5 pickpockets, +5 move silently, +10 hide in shadows, +1 dex, -1 constitution. Thaco to hit AC 0, how you haven't missed it. Hey Antares. Dwarf. Dwarves are short and stocky, easily identifiable by their size and shape. They have ruddy cheeks, dark eyes, and dark hair. Dwarves tend to be dour and taciturn. They are given to hard work and care little for most humor. They enjoy beer, ale, mead, but most of all they love gold. There are 4 racial divisions of dwarves within the realms: shield dwarves, gold dwarves, wild dwarves, and dwargar. Dwarves have the following traits: +2 bonus to saving throws versus paralysis, poison, death, versus rod, staff, wand, and versus spell, with additional bonuses based on constitution. Infravision, +10 open locks, +15 find traps, +5 detect illusion, +10 set traps. +1 con, -1 dex, -2 charisma. Now, I don't mind losing charisma. That is the dump stat in these games. But I do very much mind the loss of 1 point of dexterity. Finally, our choice, a half-elf. Half-elves are a mix of human and elven blood. They are handsome folk with good features from each of their parent races. A half-elf has the curiosity, inventiveness, and ambition of their human ancestors and the refined senses, love of nature, and artistic tastes of their elven ancestors. Half-elves have the following traits: 30% resistance against charm and sleep magics, infravision, plus 10 pickpockets, plus 5 hidden shadows. So, for me, it's pretty simple. Half-elves are the only race that has no downsides at all, with the one exception that they cannot dual class and humans can, but they can multi-class and humans can't. And I want to do a multi-class anyway, a fighter mage. And so, given that in order to be a proficient fighter and a proficient mage, I have 4 vital stats: strength, dexterity, constitution, and intelligence, I can't really afford any penalties. So half-elves just make sense. Class. Now, I'm not going to bother reading all of them. There are a few too many. Try to match the voice. You just want me to do Minsk's voice, don't you? Butt kicking, for goodness! Alright, so we can do multi-classes, and they even put in the class kits in the Enhanced Edition. A character class is like a profession or career. It is what your character has worked and trained at during his younger years. Each class has different special powers and abilities that are available only to that class. Fighter. The fighter is a champion, swordsman, soldier, and brawler who lives or dies by his knowledge of weapons and tactics. Fighters can be found at the front of any battle, contesting toe-to-toe with monsters and villains. A good fighter needs to be strong and healthy if he hopes to survive. Class features. May wear helmets, may wear any armor and use any weapon, may achieve Grand Mastery, 5 slots with any weapon class, may achieve Specialization, 2 slots in any fighting style, and allocate 3 slots in 2 weapon style, hit die D10, prime requisites for dual classing, Strength. Ironclad! Converted from Twitch Prime to a Tier 1. Well, thank you so much for the resub, my friend. Wonderful to have you here. Always is. Glad to see you're stoked on Baldur's Gate. So am I. Ranger. The Ranger is a warrior and a woodsman who is skilled with weapons and is knowledgeable in the ways of the forest. The Ranger often protects and guides lost travelers and honest peasant folk. A Ranger needs to be strong and wise to the ways of nature to live a full life. Class features. May wear helmets, may wear any armor and use any weapon, may not exceed Specialization, 2 slots in any weapon class, may achieve Specialization, 2 slots in any fighting style, begins Specialized, 2 slots in 2 weapon style, and may place a 3rd slot into it. May select a racial enemy, which grants a +4 bonus to hit and damage rolls against the selected enemy race. May use the Charm Animal ability once per day, gains 1 use at level 1 and an additional use every 2 levels thereafter. May use the Hide in Shadows ability while wearing no armor, leather armor, or studded leather armor. May cast Druidic spells starting at level 8, alignment restricted to good, hit die D10. Prime requisites for dual classing, strength, dexterity, wisdom. Cleric. The cleric is a generic priest of any mythos who tends to the spiritual needs of the community. Though he is both protector and healer, he is not purely defensive. When evil threatens, the cleric is well suited to seek it out on its own ground and destroy it. The opposite is true of evil clerics as well, and there are also many variations in between. Class features. May wear helmets, may wear any armor, may only use non-bladed, non-piercing weapons, warhammer, club, flail, mace, quarterstaff, sling. May only become proficient 1 slot in any weapon class. May only become proficient 1 slot in any fighting style. May turn undead, may cast priest spells, hit die D8, prime requisites for dual classing, wisdom. Druid. The Druid serves the cause of nature and neutrality. The wilderness is his community, and he uses his special powers to protect it and to preserve balance in the world. Class features. May only wear non-metallic armor, may only equip bucklers and non-metallic shields, may only use the following weapons: scimitar, dagger, club, spear, quarterstaff, dart, sling. May only become proficient 1 slot in any weapon class, may only become proficient 1 slot in any fighting style, may cast druidic spells. Well, no shit. 7th level, may shapeshift into a wolf, black bear, or brown bear once per day. 15th level becomes immune to poison. 18th level gains 10% resistance to cold, fire, electricity, and acid. Gains a further 10% resistance at levels 21 and 24. Alignment restricted to true neutral. Hit die D8. Prime requisites for dual classic Wisdom Charisma. Now, as you're reading this, this is a bit misleading, because in Baldur's Gate 1 and Tales of the Sword Coast, your level cap is going to be in the 8 to 9 range, and even in Baldur's Gate 2, it's only like 14 or 15. It's not until Throne of Bhaal that you can really get into the ridiculously high levels with all the super cool bonuses we're reading about, just so you know. Mage. The wizard strives to be a master of magical energies, shaping them and casting them as spells. To do so, he studies strange tongues and obscure facts and devotes much of his time to magical research. A wizard must rely on knowledge and wit to survive. Wizards are rarely seen adventuring without a retinue of fighters and men-at-arms. Because there are different types or schools of magic, there are different types of wizards. The mage studies all types of magic and learns a wide variety of spells. His broad range makes him well suited to the demands of adventuring. Class features: may not wear any armor, may only use the following weapons: dagger, quarterstaff, dart, sling, may only become proficient one slot in any weapon class, may not place any slots in any fighting style, may cast arcane spells, hit die D4, prime requisites for dual classing intelligence. Thief. To accomplish his goals for good or ill, the thief is a skilled pilferer. Cunning, nimbleness, and stealth are his hallmarks. Whether he turns his talent against innocent passers-by and wealthy merchants or oppressors and monsters is a choice for the thief to make. Class features: may not wear armor heavier than studded leather, may not equip shields larger than bucklers, may only use the following weapons: longsword, shortsword, katana, scimitar, dagger, club, quarterstaff, crossbow, shortbow, dart, sling, may only become proficient one slot in any weapon class, may only become proficient one slot in any fighting style, may distribute 25 points per level, 40 at level 1, in thieving abilities: open locks, pickpockets, find traps, move silently, hide in shadows, detect illusions, set traps. Starts with base scores of 10 in open locks, 5 in find traps, 15 in pickpockets, 10 in move silently, and 5 in hide in shadows. May backstab for increased damage: level 1 to 4 times 2, level 5 to 8 times 3, level 9 to 12 times 4, level 13 plus times 5. May use the set snare ability once per day, gains 1 use at level 1 and an additional use every 5 levels thereafter. Set snare. Set a trap in the chosen location when no hostile creatures are in sight. Traps grow more powerful with the thief's level and can only be triggered by enemies. First level deals 2d8 plus 5 missile damage. 11th level deals 2d8 plus 5 missile damage, and additionally deals 2d6 poison damage per round for the next 3 rounds. 16th level deals 3d8 plus 5 missile damage and 4d8 plus 2 fire damage. 21st level deals 3d8 plus 5 missile damage and 20 poison damage with no save. Slays target if a save versus death with a plus 4 bonus is failed. Alignment restricted to any except lawful good. Hit die D6. Prime requisites for dual classing: dexterity. Bard. Don't worry, the multis are much shorter. Bard. The Bard is a rogue, but he is very different from the thief. The Bard's strength is his pleasant and charming personality. With it and his wits, he makes his way through the world. A Bard is a talented musician and a walking storehouse of gossip, tall tales, and lore. He learns a little bit about everything that crosses his path and is a jack of all trades, but master of none. While many bards are scoundrels, their stories and songs are welcome almost everywhere. You like bards, Tater? Class features: may not wear armor heavier than chainmail. Spells cannot be cast while wearing armor. May not equip shields larger than bucklers. May only become proficient one slot in any weapon class. May only become proficient one slot in any fighting style. Thieving abilities: pickpockets, increased lore score. May cast arcane spells starting at 2nd level. May use Bard Song ability. While active, the Bard Song has the following effects: restore morale to its average value, remove fear, protection from fear. Alignment restricted to any neutral, hit die D6. Sorcerer. Sorcerers are practitioners of magic who were born with the innate ability to cast spells. It is thought that the blood of some powerful creature flows through their veins. Perhaps they are the spawn of the gods themselves, or even dragons walking in humanoid form. Regardless, the sorcerer's magic is intuitive rather than logical. They know fewer spells than mages and acquire spells more slowly, but they can cast spells more often and have no need to select and prepare spells ahead of time. Sorcerers cannot specialize in magic the way mages do. Other than these differences, a sorcerer is very similar to a mage. Class features: may not wear any armor, may only use the following weapons: dagger, quarterstaff, dart, sling, may only become proficient 1 slot in any weapon class, may not place any slots in any fighting style, may cast arcane spells, may not scribe spells into their spellbooks as mages do. Instead, sorcerers learn a small number of spells of each level, which they can cast daily without memorization. Hit die D4. Hey, Steven. Hey, Apothem. Shaman. Shamans forge a divine connection with the natural world, similar to the way druids commune with nature, but shamans are more spiritual than primal. They directly tap into the energies that flow through the earth and air, through plants and animals, and even through the dead, and shape these energies to obey their will. Nowhere is this more evident than in their ability to summon powerful spirits as guardians and defenders. A being of 2 worlds, shamans value balance over dominance. Class features: may only wear leather, studded leather, and hide armor, may not equip shields larger than bucklers, may only use the following weapons: dagger, club, spear, axe, quarterstaff, dart, sling, and shortbow, may only become proficient 1 slot in any weapon class, may only become proficient 1 slot in any fighting style, may cast druidic spells, does not automatically learn all spells of a given level as druids do. Instead, shamans select new spells to learn at each level, which they can cast daily without memorization. Gains immediate access to a number of shaman-specific spells, which can be cast like any other: Spirit Ward, Writhing Fog, Spiritual Clarity, Spirit Fire, Recalled Spirit, Spiritual Lock, and Ether Gate. Gains use of the Detect Illusion skill with 20% points as a base and at 4 points per level, up to a maximum of 100 at level 20. May use Shamanic Dance at will. Shamans can summon spirit allies by performing a ritualistic dance. While dancing, the shaman takes a -4 penalty to armor class and cannot move, attack, cast spells, use items and special abilities, or perform any other activity. Each round while the shaman dances, there's a 35% base chance plus 2% for each level of the shaman that a spirit will answer the call, up to a maximum of 75% at level 20. Any summoned spirits will disappear if the shaman moves, stops dancing, or if the spirits leave visual range. The spirits grow in power as the shaman gains additional levels. Level 1, Minor Animal Spirits, Snake, Fox, Hound, up to 2 spirits at the same time. Level 6, Major Animal Spirits, Bear, Panther, Boar, up to 3 spirits at the same time. Level 12, Minor Nature Spirits, Lesser Air Spirit, Lesser Earth Spirit, Lesser Fire Spirit, up to 4 spirits at the same time. And Level 18, Major Nature Spirits, Air Spirit, Earth Spirit, Fire Spirit, up to 5 spirits at the same time. The type of the summoned spirit is randomly determined from all the spirits available at the shaman's level. For example, a level 12 shaman will summon either a minor nature spirit, a major animal spirit, or a minor animal spirit, but cannot choose which one appears. Spirits will do their best to protect the shaman, but are not controlled directly. Does not gain bonus spells per day from High Wisdom. Alignment restricted to Neutral Good, True Neutral, and Neutral Evil. May not dual class or multi-class. Ineligible for any stronghold. This affects only the Shadows of Amn campaign and Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition. Hit die D8. Alright. Cleric Ranger. This character can use the abilities of a cleric and a ranger, though weapons are restricted to only those allowed by the cleric's ethos. This character may specialize in, but not master, any weapon they can use. Fighter Mage Cleric. This character can use the abilities of a fighter, mage, and cleric, though they are restricted to weapons allowed by the cleric's ethos and cannot cast mage spells while wearing armor. This character may specialize in, but not master, any weapon they can use. Fighter Druid. This character can use the abilities of a fighter and a druid, though weapons are restricted to only those allowed by the druid's ethos. This character may specialize in, but not master, any weapon they can use. Cleric Mage. This character can use the abilities of a cleric and a mage, though weapons are restricted to only those allowed by the cleric's ethos, and mage spells cannot be cast while wearing armor. Gnomes can choose this multi-class, but become clerics illusionists by default. Gnomes are the only race that can combine a specialist mage class in a multi-class. Mage Thief. This character can use the abilities of a mage and a thief, though mage spells cannot be cast while wearing armor. Gnomes can choose this multi-class, but become illusionist thieves by default. Gnomes are the only race that can combine a specialist mage class in a multi-class. Fighter Mage Thief. I told you the rest were shorter, thank God. This character can use the abilities of a fighter, mage, and thief, though they cannot use their thieving skills while wearing more than studded leather armor, and cannot cast spells while wearing any armor. They may specialize in, but not master, any weapon they can use. Fighter Thief. This character can use the abilities of a fighter and a thief, though they cannot use their thieving skills while wearing more than studded leather armor. They may specialize in, but not master, any weapon they can use. Fighter Cleric. This character can use the abilities of a fighter and a cleric, though weapons are restricted to only those allowed by the cleric's ethos. They may specialize in, but not master, any weapon they can use. And finally, the one we're actually doing, a fighter mage. This character can use the abilities of a fighter and a mage, though they cannot cast spells while wearing armor. They may specialize in, but not master, any weapon they can use. Gnomes can choose this multi-class but become fighter illusionists by default. Gnomes are the only race that can combine a specialist mage class and a multi-class. Boom. Alignment! You are to choose your alignment. Your alignment will determine how your character should interact with his environment. Read over each carefully before choosing. If you stray severely from your alignment during the course of the game, there will be consequences. Chaotic Evil. These characters are the bane of all that is good and organized. Chaotic Evil characters are motivated by the desire for personal gain and pleasure. They see absolutely nothing wrong with taking whatever they want by whatever means possible. Laws and governments are the tools of weaklings unable to fend for themselves. The strong have the right to take what they want, and the weak are there to be exploited. When chaotic evil characters band together, they are not motivated by a desire to cooperate, but rather to oppose powerful enemies. Such a group can be held together only by a strong leader capable of bullying his underlings into obedience. Since leadership is based on raw power, a leader is likely to be replaced at the first sign of weakness by anyone who can take his position away from him by any method. Bloodthirsty buccaneers and monsters of low intelligence are fine examples of chaotic evil personalities. Neutral evil. Spoiler, I'm doing true neutral because I want to wear the robes of the neutral archmagi. That's literally the reason. Neutral evil. Neutral evil characters are primarily concerned with themselves and their own advancement. They have no particular objection to working with others, or for that matter, going it on their own. Their only interest is in getting ahead. If there is a quick and easy way to gain a profit, whether it be legal, questionable, or obviously illegal, they take advantage of it. Although neutral evil characters do not have the every man for himself attitude of chaotic characters, they have no qualms about betraying their friends and companions for personal gain. They typically base their allegiance on power and money, which makes them quite receptive to bribes. An unscrupulous mercenary, a common thief, and a double-crossing informer who betrays people to the authorities to protect and advance himself are typical examples of neutral evil characters. Lawful evil. These characters believe in using society and its laws to benefit themselves. Structure and organization elevate those who deserve to rule, as well as provide a clearly defined hierarchy between master and servant. To this end, lawful evil characters support laws and societies that protect their own concerns. If someone is hurt or suffers because of a law that benefits lawful evil characters, too bad. Lawful evil characters obey laws out of fear of punishment. Because they may be forced to honor an unfavorable contract or oath they have made, lawful evil characters are usually very careful about giving their word. Once given, they break their word only if they can find a way to do it legally within the laws of the society. An iron-fisted tyrant and a devious, greedy merchant are examples of lawful evil beings. Chaotic neutral. Chaotic neutral characters believe that there is no order to anything, including their own action. With this as a guiding principle, they tend to follow whatever whim strikes them at the moment. Good and evil are irrelevant when making a decision. Chaotic neutral characters are extremely difficult to deal with. Such characters have been known to cheerfully and for no apparent purpose gamble away everything they have on the roll of a single die. They are almost totally unreliable. In fact, the only reliable thing about them is that they cannot be relied upon. This alignment is perhaps the most difficult to play. Lunatics and madmen tend toward chaotic neutral behavior. I think you're right, Warellis. Hello, Lost. And Blazer, politicians, lawful evil? Oh yeah, absolutely. Alright, start on the other end now. Lawful good. Characters of this alignment believe that an orderly, strong society with a well-organized government can work to make life better for the majority of the people. To ensure the quality of life, laws must be created and obeyed. When people respect the laws and try to help one another, society as a whole prospers. Therefore, lawful good characters strive for those things that will bring the greatest benefit to the most people and cause the least harm. An honest and hard-working serf, a kindly and wise king, or a stern but forthright minister of justice are all examples of lawful good people. Neutral good. These characters believe that a balance of forces is important, but that the concerns of law and chaos do not moderate the need for good. Since the universe is vast and contains many creatures striving for different goals, a determined pursuit of good will not upset the balance, it may even maintain it. If fostering good means supporting organized society, then that is what must be done. If good can only come about through the overthrow of existing social orders, so be it. Social structure itself has no innate value to them. A baron who violates the orders of his king to destroy something he sees as evil is an example of a neutral good character. Chaotic good. Chaotic good characters are strong individualists marked by a streak of kindness and benevolence. They believe in all the virtues of goodness and right, but they have little use for laws and regulations. They have no use for people who try to push folk around and tell them what to do. Their actions are guided by their own moral compass, which, although good, may not always be in perfect agreement with the rest of society. A brave frontiersman forever moving on as settlers follow in his wake is an example of a chaotic good character. Lawful neutral. Order and organization are of paramount importance to characters of this alignment. They believe in a strong, well-ordered government, whether that government is a tyranny or a benevolent democracy. The benefits of organization and regimentation outweigh any moral questions raised by their actions. An inquisitor determined to ferret out traitors at any cost, or a soldier who never questions his orders, are good examples of lawful neutral behavior. And true neutral. True neutral characters believe in the ultimate balance of forces, and they refuse to see actions as either good or evil. Since the majority of people in the world make judgments, true neutral characters are extremely rare. True neutrals do their best to avoid siding with the forces of either good or evil, law or chaos. It is their duty to see that all of these forces remain in balanced contention. True neutral characters sometimes find themselves forced into rather peculiar alliances. To a great extent, they are compelled to side with the underdog in any given situation, sometimes even changing sides as the previous loser becomes the winner. A true neutral druid might join the local barony to put down a tribe of evil gnolls, only to drop out or switch sides when the gnolls were brought to the brink of destruction. He would seek to prevent either side from becoming too powerful. Clearly, there are very few true neutral characters in the world. This is the one I choose because it lets you get along with every NPC, and the most important thing to me, because this is how I play these games, is I need a neutral alignment, because Imoen gets the robes of the good Archmagi, so I need to be able to wear the robes of the neutral Archmagi on my main character. Alright, here it comes. Abilities. These are the basic statistics that make up your character. Minimums and maximums vary somewhat according to class and race prerequisites, so we need to watch the total. Because, I'm not going to lie, it's a hard number to hit. I want a minimum of 92. So here we go. We're going to be here a while. Grab a drink. Now, the good news is with the manuals, my strength is eventually going to end up at 19 anyway, so I don't much care about the second half. Yeah, here it comes. Reroll. I do love this music. Ooh, 87, that was a new high mark. So the absolute maximum is 108, which you're not going to roll. Somebody did the math at some point, like a 1 in 3 trillion chance or something crazy like that. Well, and when I say that, that does include the second strength modifier. So the 1 in 3 trillion is for 18s across the board with a strength of 18 by 100. But as a new character, even though the rules spell out ability maximums of a whopping 25, at character creation, the ceiling on all of your stats is 18. With a few exceptions, like an elf can have, well, with the bonuses, so like elves, halflings, what have you, they can have, say, 19 dexterity, but they suffer for it somewhere else with a ceiling of 17 on their strength or their constitution, depending on which race you're talking about. So the 92 comes from, there are 4 stats that really, really matter to my class, a multi-class fighter mage. They are strength, dexterity, constitution, and intelligence. Constitution matters for everyone, because it affects how much damage you can take, it affects your resistances, etc., etc. It's always super important, but particularly important for fighters. And the way we actually build this character is he's both a spellcaster and a dual wielder. So he casts a bunch of spell buffs, and then like he charges in and is on the front lines always. 88. Better. Show me that 92. Come on. So I need those 4 max, because dexterity controls, especially because I can't wear armor, dexterity controls my armor class, more or less, besides my spell buffs, of course. Intelligence, of course, governs my spell casting as a mage. Constitution governs my health and damage resistance, and strength covers my damage dealt, as well as my carry weight, which is also important. And for the other 2, wisdom and charisma, I'll store an 88 just for giggles, but they're important, but not nearly as. Getting 10 in each of them is enough not to have any penalties, and that's all. And that's plenty good for me. The other thing to note about wisdom is it is actually much more important than charisma because it controls a lot of saving throws. But you find 3 wisdom manuals in the book, meaning your wisdom, 3 wisdom manuals in the game, sorry, which means your wisdom is going to wind up 3 ranks higher than whatever you accept at character creation, so. You think I'm going to miss it when it comes? It may be time. I may need to get on the Discord and look into Martin's auto roller just because I would like to not do this the rest of the hour. Charisma is a total dump stat, but I don't want to take any penalties if I can help it. So I will be right back. I don't mind using an auto roller. It's not technically cheating. Yeah, this won't be bad. Although I do temporarily have to put the game in windowed mode. It's alright. Shut up, WinRAR. We're fine. Here we go. Okay. If you wish exceptional strength to be considered worth attribute points, you could do that here. Okay. Oh. Alright, let's start again. Don't worry, we'll just whip through this. It's easier when we're not reading. Male, half elf, fighter mage. True neutral. Wait, what? This thing isn't really working. We're now going to register button locations. Press OK, then click recall. OK, store. OK, reroll. Not doing it. Try to run again. Sometimes it bugs and doesn't find the character. Okay, let's try again. It's not working, boys. Well, this is annoying as hell. Probably too old. I think we're just gonna have to do this ourselves. Let's put it back in. Let's at least put it back on full screen. This is ugly. Martin, whenever you see this, it was a nice suggestion, but it just didn't work out. I do like that the Enhanced Edition shows you the total roll. In the classic version, you had to do all the math yourself. Like, every single time you had to be like, okay, wait, is this enough? Add it up. Reroll! Those of you who are in the Discord no doubt saw all the reroll memes that people posted when I announced I was going to play this tonight. $89. The highest we've seen so far. Only off by 3. Come on, Gabe. Give it up. Exceptional Strength. That's the name of the second tier. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about Exceptional Strength because my main character is going to get the Manual of Gainful Exercise. So regardless of what his starting Exceptional Strength is, he's going to end on 19. So, that being said, higher Exceptional Strength is better. But if I hit 92, I'm really not going to give a shit. Oh, that's actually a good point. Hold on. That could be it. So in windowed mode, and you're right, it even said I needed to run it as an administrator, and I ignored it because I'm an idiot. Let me try again. Oh, I'm going to have to extract it. It's not a big deal. It's extracted. Now let's run it as an administrator. Okay, try again. Once more with feeling. Oh yeah, please wait searching for characters, step 1 of 2. It didn't do this before, but I'm not on the right screen. There we go. Someone who still uses WinRAR. Yeah. Yes! There we go! I like it. '88's the highest I've seen so far. So now we just watch until we see the number we want. Which is great, because I've seen a few 88s. Alright, I'm gonna run to the restroom while this goes. Be right back, boys. There was a 93. Yes! Booyah. With exceptional strength 4, whatever, that's fine. Charisma to 10, Wisdom to 10, Con to 18, Dexterity 18, Strength to 1804, extra point to Wisdom. Done. Yes! Now I need a beer. That was awesome. Yeah, well, you know what? I'm fine with that. Auto-rolling's kind of cheating. Not really. It's like, I would have sat there and clicked the button however many times it took. It just saved a little time. Skills. So I have 4 proficiency slots and 0 skills. Oh, hold on. Let me go back one right quick. Oh, yeah, okay, good. Strength, just because I wanted this flavor text. Strength measures a character's muscle endurance and stamina. It is the prime requisite of fighters. Minimum 9, maximum 18. Dexterity, 18. Dexterity measures a character's hand-eye coordination, agility, reflexes, and balance. It is the prime requisite of the thief. Minimum 6, maximum 18. Constitution, 18. Constitution measures a character's fitness, health, and physical resistance to hardship, injury, and disease. This ability is important to the Ranger. Minimum 6, maximum 18. Intelligence, 18. Intelligence measures a character's memory, reasoning, and learning ability. It is the prime requisite of the Mage. Note, a character with an intelligence score of 8 or less is illiterate and cannot use scrolls or most wands, regardless of his class. Minimum 9, maximum 18. Wisdom, 11. Wisdom measures a character's enlightenment, judgment, and common sense. It is the prime requisite of priests. Minimum 3, maximum 18. And finally, Charisma. Charisma measures a character's persuasiveness, personal magnetism, and ability to lead. This ability is important to the Druid, Bard, and Paladin. Minimum 3, maximum 18. Depressing how true that is, Blazer. There it is. There we go. That brings us to skills. Oh, come on, Travis. Look this up. And don't worry, we'll flip it back to full screen as soon as I have access to the options menu with my character intact. Character generation. Proficiency slots 4, skill 0. You have been given proficiencies to start your character with. These represent the ability to effectively use weapons. You may choose from any of the selectable proficiencies available to your character class. If your character is a fighter, he will be able to choose the same proficiency up to 5 times. This will grant him additional levels of specialization with the weapon listed. Keep in mind that a character can use any weapon available to his race and class, whether he has proficiency with it or not. However, if he attacks using a weapon that he is not proficient with, he suffers a penalty to his attack roll. The penalty varies according to class. Check the manual for more information. Proficiency slot table. 1 star. Proficient, 1 slot. The character can use the weapon with no penalties. Specialized, 2 slots. The character receives +1 to hit, +2 to damage, and, for warriors only, an extra half attack per round with the selected weapon. Master, 3 slots. The character receives +3 to hit, +3 to damage, and, for warriors only, an extra half attack per round with the selected weapon. High Master, 4 slots. The character receives +3 to hit, +4 to damage, -1 to speed factor, and for warriors only, an extra half attack per round with the selected weapon. Grandmaster, 5 slots. The character receives +3 to hit, +5 to damage, -3 to speed factor, and for warriors only, an extra attack per round with the selected weapon. All extra attacks are only available to warrior classes. Now, I see no problem favoring my protagonist with all of the best equipment available in either game, and by the end of Baldur's Gate 2, which is what I have in mind when I create my character, because maybe the best thing about the Enhanced Editions is it created a really nice synergy between the first game and the second game. It harmonized the rules so you could create a character in the first game with the second game in mind and knowing you can import that character into the sequel. So, without going too far into spoiler territory, by far the two best one-handed weapons happen to be a flail and an axe. And so, that's what we're after. There aren't really good axes to be had in the first game, so although we will eventually specialize in axes as well, because remember, our mage multi-class prevents us from going above specialized, sad but true. But for this one, we're going to burn our initial 4, and we'll read about everything, of course, but Bastard Sword. The Bastard Sword is a double-edged sword and can be wielded with 1 or 2 hands. It does more damage than a longsword, but less than a two-handed sword. Longsword. The longsword is perhaps one of the most common weapons in Faerun. Skill with the longsword will allow your character to have access to a widely available and cheap weapon. Short sword. The preferred weapon of many a thief and halfling, the short sword is a light but useful weapon. Axe. There are 2 varieties of axes, throwing axes and battle axes. This proficiency class allows your character to use either. Two-handed sword. The hallmark of the traditional muscle-bound warrior is the two-handed sword. This proficiency class allows your character to use these heavy swords to mangle your opponents. Katana. The katana is the finest example of the swordsmith's craft and requires great care to use. As skill develops, the wielder and blade become a single being, dedicated completely to the art of warfare. These weapons are hard to find outside of Karatur, and so care must be taken when considering this proficiency. After all, skill with the katana is only helpful if you can find one. Warning, magical katanas are very rare in Baldur's Gate. But they're good in Baldur's Gate too, but not the best. Someone else is getting Celestial Fury in Baldur's Gate 2. Scimitar, Wakizashi, Ninja To. This weapon class allows the character to use various oriental swords, including the Scimitar, the Wakizashi, and the Ninja To. Dagger. The dagger is generally used by mages and thieves. A small weapon, the dagger is still extremely useful, and many warriors take a proficiency slot in it, just in case their larger weapons are stolen or destroyed. Warhammer. This weapon class allows the character to use throwing hammers and warhammers. Both of these weapons are often associated with dwarven warriors, and it is the dwarven people who make the finest quality hammers. Club. This weapon class allows the character to use clubs. Spear. The spear is a useful weapon, giving the attacker the reach against most opponents. Halberd. These long weapons are often carried by fighters working as guards. The reach of the weapons allows crowds to be pushed back without much danger to the guard. Now, here's the first one we're actually taking. We're getting specialized in it. Flail or Morningstar. The Flail and Morningstar are blunt weapons used to knock your enemies senseless. They are difficult to use, but with skill and practice, these weapons are very useful. Yeah, we're using the 5-headed Flail of Ages by the end of Baldur's Gate 2. The 2's as high as we can go. That's fine. Mace. The mace is most often associated with clerics. It is a powerful blunt weapon similar to the club, but designed to do more damage. Quarterstaff. A simple weapon, but in the hands of a skilled warrior, whether mage or paladin, the quarterstaff can lay flat any foe. Crossbow. The crossbow, although smaller and easier to use than the longbow, is just as deadly in the hands of a skilled shot. Longbow. This weapon class allows the character to use longbows, both normal and composite. Longbow gives the archer maximum reach, and each arrow delivers a substantial amount of damage. Shortbow. This bow is often used by those classes such as thieves who cannot use the larger longbow. It is more easily concealed than a longbow, and in the hands of a skilled user, just as deadly. Dart. Darts are small missile weapons thrown from the hand. Mages often use darts, as they are one of the few missile weapons mages can employ. Sling. Although the sling is commonly thought of as a toy weapon, its lethality should not be underestimated. A strong bullet thrown from a sling by an experienced user can tear a hole through a man's skull. Two-handed weapon style. This fighting style allows the character to use a two-handed melee weapon and receive special bonuses. And the bonuses change here. Proficient, 1 slot. The wielder gets a +1 bonus to damage rolls, a -2 bonus to speed factor and the ability to score critical hits on a roll of 19 or 20 instead of just 20 when using a two-handed weapon. Specialized 2 slots, the wielder gets a further -2 bonus to speed factor. Sword and shield style. Anyone can pick up a shield and get its basic protection bonuses, but by spending slots on this fighting style, an adventurer can maximize the benefits received. Proficient, 1 slot. The wielder gets a -2 bonus to AC against missile weapons. Specialized, 2 slots. The wielder gets a -4 bonus to AC against missile weapons. Note, despite the name of this style, any one-handed melee weapon in combination with a shield will receive the aforementioned bonuses. Single weapon style. This fighting style is for characters who do not wish to use a shield, but want some bonus when using a one-handed melee weapon. Proficient, 1 slot. The wielder gets a -1 bonus to AC and inflicts critical damage on an attack roll of 19 or 20. Specialized, 2 slots. The wielder gets a -2 bonus to AC and inflicts critical damage on an attack roll of 19 or 20. And the one we're using, 2-weapon style. This fighting style allows the character to use 2 melee weapons at the same time with fewer penalties. A character wielding 2 weapons without a slot in this fighting style would incur a -4 penalty to attack rolls with the main weapon and a -8 penalty with the offhand weapon. Proficient, 1 slot. The wielder's penalties are reduced to -2 with the main weapon and -6 with the offhand weapon. Specialized, 2 slots. The wielder's penalties are reduced to 0 with the main weapon and -4 with the offhand weapon. And Master, 3 slots. The wielder's penalties are reduced to 0 with the main weapon and -2 with the offhand weapon. So we can get Specialized, which is what we're going to do. Mage Book, level 1. You may choose 2 spells to put in your spell book. These will be the spells that your character currently has knowledge of at the beginning of the game. Specialist mage spells that belong to their school have a green outline on them. You must pick one of these spells before continuing on. Armor. Conjuration. Oh boy, let's skip the numbers. By means of this spell, the wizard creates a magical field of force that serves as if it were scale mail armor, AC 6. It is cumulative with dexterity bonuses to armor class, and in the case of fighter mages, with the shield bonus. The armor spell does not hinder movement, adds no weight or encumbrance, and doesn't prevent spell casting. It lasts until successfully dispelled or until its duration expires. Okay, so it's already picked some for me. We're not going to stick with those. Level 1, range 0, duration 9 hours, casting time 9, area of effect, the caster, saving throw, none. Blindness. Illusion, Phantasm. Level 1, range 40 feet, duration 2 hours, casting time 2, area of effect 1 creature, saving throw, negative. This first level spell temporarily blinds its target. A saving throw is allowed, and if successful, there are no harmful effects. If a victim is blinded, he receives a -4 penalty to his attack rolls and armor class. Burning Hands, Alteration. Level 1, range 5 feet, duration instant, casting time 1, area of effect 1 creature, saving throw 1, 2. When the wizard casts this spell, a jet of searing flame shoots from his fingertips. The wizard's hands must be held so as to send forth a fan-like sheet of flames. His thumbs must touch each other and the fingers must be spread. The burning hands send out flame jets of 5 feet length in a horizontal arc of about 120 degrees in front of the wizard. The target suffers 1d3 points of damage plus 2 points for each level of the caster to a maximum of 1d3 plus 20 points of fire damage. A creature that successfully saves versus spell receives half damage. Charm Person. Enchantment Charm. Level 1, range visual range of the caster, duration 5 rounds, casting time 1, area of effect 1 person, saving throw negative. This spell affects any single person it is cast upon. The term person includes any bipedal human, demi-human, or humanoid of man size or smaller, such as brownies, dryads, dwarves, elves, gnolls, gnomes, goblins, half-elves, halflings, half-orcs, hobgoblins, humans, kobolds, lizard men, nixies, orcs, pixies, sprites, troglodytes, and others. Thus, a 10th level fighter could be charmed, but an ogre could not. The person is allowed a saving throw versus spell to negate the effect. If the spell's recipient fails his saving throw with a +3 modifier, he regards the caster as a trusted friend and ally to be heeded and protected. The caster may give him orders, and the charmed individual will carry them out as quickly as possible. If the caster harms or attempts to harm the charmed person by some overt action, or if a Dispel Magic spell is cast upon the charmed person, the charm spell is broken. If 2 or more charms simultaneously affect a creature, the most recent charm takes precedence. Note that the subject has full memory of the events that took place while he was charmed. Also note that you cannot have a charmed creature leave the area where he is charmed. Chill Touch, Necromancy. Level 1, range 0, duration 1 turn, casting time 1, area of effect the creature's saving throw negates. When the caster completes this spell, a blue glow encompasses his hand. This energy attacks the life force of any living creature, upon which the wizard makes a successful melee attack, which is why this spell is useless. Non-living creatures, such as golems and undead, are unaffected by this spell. The creature is punched for 1d2 fist damage, strength bonuses apply, and must make a saving throw versus spell or suffer 1d8 points of damage and receive a -2 THAC0 penalty for 5 rounds. Chromatic Orb, Evocation. Level 1, range 90 feet, duration special, casting time 1, area of effect 1 creature, saving throw special. This spell causes a 2-foot diameter sphere to appear in the caster's hand. When thrown, the sphere heads unerringly to its target. The effect the orb has upon the target varies with the level of the caster. Each orb will do damage to the target against which there is no save, and an effect against which the target must save versus spell with a +6 bonus. First level, 1d4 damage and blinds the target for 1 round. Second level, 1d4 damage and inflicts pain, -1 penalty to strength, dexterity, AC, and THAC0 upon the victim. Third level, 1d6 damage and burns the victim for an additional 1d8 damage. Fourth level, 1d6 damage and blinds the target for 1 turn. Fifth level, 1d8 damage and stuns the target for 3 rounds. Sixth level, 1d8 damage and causes weakness, -4 penalty to THAC0 in the victim. 7th level, 1d10 damage and paralyzes the victim for 2 turns. 10th level, 1d12 acid damage and turns the victim to stone. 12th level, 2d8 acid damage and instantly kills the victim. Note, the victim saves versus spell with a +6 bonus against all the effects and gets no save against the damage. Color Spray, Alteration. Level 1, range 50 feet, duration instant, casting time 1, area of effect 90-degree arc, saving throw special. Upon casting this spell, the wizard causes a vivid fan-shaped spray of clashing colors to spring forth from his hand. 1d6 creatures within the area are affected in order of increasing distance from the wizard. All creatures in the area of effect that have 4 hit dice or less must make a successful saving throw or be rendered unconscious for 5 rounds. Useless. Find Familiar, Conjuration Summoning, Level 1, Range NA, Duration Special, Casting Time 9, Area of Effect 1 Familiar, Saving Throw None. This spell enables the caster to attempt to summon a familiar to act as his aid and companion. Familiars are typically small creatures. A creature acting as a familiar can benefit a wizard, conveying its sensory powers to its master, conversing with him, and serving as a guard, scout, or spy as well. A wizard can have only 1 familiar at a time, and he has no control over what sort of creature answers the summoning, if any come at all. Note, this spell may only be cast by the protagonist. The creature is always more intelligent than others of its type, typically by 2 or 3 intelligence points, and its bond with the wizard confers upon it an exceptionally long life. The wizard has an empathic link with the familiar and can issue it mental commands. The caster receives half the familiar's total hit points, rounded down, as bonus hit points. However, the caster must take care to treat his familiar well, for if the familiar should die, the caster loses the bonus hit points and the familiar's hit points again as damage. Also, this is why I never use it, when a familiar dies, the caster loses 1 point of constitution permanently. Example, a mage has 12 hit points and casts Find Familiar. The imp summoned has 9 hit points, so the caster gets a bonus of 4 hit points. The caster now has 16 hit points. If the familiar dies, the caster loses those 4 hit points, putting him back at 12, loses 1 point of constitution permanently, which may cause additional hit point loss, and takes 9 damage. Here's a list of the familiars that the player receives according to alignment. Lawful Good, Neutral Good, Pseudo Dragon, hit points 12, armor class 0, magic resistance 35%, combat, 2 attacks per round at 15 THAC0 for 1d3 damage, special abilities, can cast Blur once per day, regenerates 1 HP per round, immune to level drain, sleep, and petrification. Lawful Neutral, Ferret. Hit points 12, armor class 2, magic resistance 35, combat, 2 attacks per round at 15 THAC0 for 1d3 damage. Special abilities, has 50 in Pickpockets, 25 in Hide in Shadows, move silently, and 20 in Detect Traps. Can cast Blur once per day. Immune to level drain, sleep, and petrification. Lawfully Evil, Imp. Armor Class 4, hit points 9, magic resistance 15. Combat, 1 attack per round at 17 THAC0 for 1d6 damage. Special abilities, has 100 resistance to fire, cold, and electricity. Can cast Polymorph Self once per day, regenerates 1 HP per round. Neutral, Rabbit. Hit points 12, armor class 3, magic resistance 45. Combat, 2 attacks per round at 15 THAC0 for 1d2 damage. Special abilities, has 20 in move silently, hide in shadows, and 40 in find traps. Has 75 resistance to fire, cold, and electricity. Neutral Evil, Dust Method. Hit points 12, armor class 8, magic resistance 10. Combat, 2 attacks per round at 15 THAC0 for 1d2 damage. Special abilities, has 100 resistance to fire and 35 resistance to slashing, piercing, and missile damage. Can cast Glass Dust twice per day, regenerates 1 HP per round. Immune to level drain, sleep, and petrification. Chaotic Good, Fairy Dragon. Hit points 12, armor class 6, magic resistance 25. Combat, 2 attacks per round at 15 THAC0 for 1d2 damage. Special abilities, can cast Mirror Image once per day, immune to level drain, sleep, and petrification. Chaotic Neutral, Cat. Hit points 12, armor class 2, magic resistance 35. Combat, 2 attacks per round at 15 THAC0 for 1d3 damage. Special abilities, has 15 in pickpockets and 65 in move silently, hide in shadows. Immune to level drain, sleep, and petrification. Chaotic Evil, Quasit. Hit points 12, armor class 4, magic resistance 15. Combat, 2 attacks per round at 15 THAC0 for 1d6 damage. Special abilities, has 100% resistance to fire, cold, and electricity. Can cast Horror once per day, regenerates 1 HP per round. Friends, I'm not going to use the spell, so I'm going to unlearn it. Enchantment Charm. Level 1, range 0, duration 1d4 rounds plus 1 round per level, casting time 1, area of effect the caster, saving throw none. A friend spell causes the wizard to temporarily gain 6 points of charisma. Those of you, the caster, tend to be very impressed with him and make an effort to be his friends and help him as appropriate to the situation. Officious bureaucrats might decide to become helpful. Surly gate guards might wax informative. Attacking orcs might spare the caster's life, taking him captive instead. Grease, Conjuration Summoning. Level 1, range 30 feet, duration 3 rounds plus 1 round per level, casting time 1, area of effect 15-foot radius, saving throw special. A grease spell covers a material surface with a slippery layer of a fatty, greasy nature. Any creature entering the area or caught in it when the spell is cast must save versus spell at +2 or slip and slide, unable to move effectively. I'm going with Identify and Magic Missile, if you're wondering. Those who successfully save can move, albeit slowly, for the rest of the round, but will need to save versus spell again the following round. Those who remain in the area are allowed a saving throw each round until they escape the area. Now Identify I'm keeping. Divination. Level 1, range 0, duration instant, casting time special, area of effect 1 item, saving throw none. With this spell memorized, go to the description of an unidentified item and press the Identify button. The chance of identifying the item is 100%. The spell identifies the item's name, what it does, and if it is cursed. Infravision, Divination, level 1, range 30 feet, duration 2 hours, casting time 1, area of effect 1 creature, saving throw none. Upon the casting of this spell, the recipient gains the ability to see with infravision, just as an elf or a dwarf would. This effect lasts for the duration of the spell or until dispelled. Larlock's Minor Drain, Necromancy. Level 1, range 30 feet, duration special, casting time 1, area of effect 1 creature, saving throw none. With this Magic Missile was so fucking overpowered in 2nd edition, it's ridiculous. Saving throw none. With this spell, the wizard drains the life force from a target and adds it to his own. I mean, you're still using Magic Missile in the endgame. Like, what does that tell you? It's a level 1 spell that you still use against final bosses. With this spell, the wizard drains the life force from a target and adds it to his own. The target creature suffers 4 damage, while the mage gains 4 hit points. If the mage goes over his maximum hit point total with this spell, he loses any extra hit points after 1 turn. And here's the other one we're using. Magic Missile. Evocation. Level 1, range, visual range of the caster, duration instant, casting time 1, area of effect 1 creature, saving throw none. I did play 2ed in real life, and then I skipped everything between 2ed and 5th in real life. I played a lot of 3rd because of Neverwinter Nights. I think I skipped 4th entirely. Use of the Magic Missile spell, one of the most popular first-level spells, creates up to 5 missiles of magical energy that dart forth from the wizard's fingertips and unerringly strike their target, which must be a creature of some sort. Each missile inflicts 1d4 plus 1 points of damage for every 2 extra levels of experience. The wizard gains an additional missile. He has 2 at 3rd level, 3 at 5th level, 4 at 7th level, up to a total of 5 at 9th level. I have played 5th in real life. In real life, I skipped 3rd and 4th, although I played some 3rd edition video games. But the 2 I've played in real life are 2nd and 5th. And you're right, 5th is fun. Protection from evil. Abjuration. Level 1 range touch, duration 2 rounds per level. Casting time 1, area of effect 1 creature, saving throw none. When this... Baldur's Gate 3, oh my god! Ugh. I need to focus. Saving throw none. When this spell is cast, it creates a magical barrier around the recipient at a distance of 1 foot. The barrier moves with the recipient and has 2 major effects. First, all attacks made by evil or evilly enchanted creatures against the protected creature receive a penalty of -2 to each attack roll. Second, summoned demons cannot target the protected creature. Protection from petrification, abjuration. Level 1, range touch, duration 1 hour, casting time 1, area of effect 1 creature, saving throw none. This spell grants the recipient immunity to all petrification attacks. This includes Basilisk and Medusa Gaze, Cursed Scrolls of Petrification, etc. I thought that was going to be a full screen setting, but not quite. Reflected Image, Illusion Phantasm. Level 1, range 0, duration 3 rounds plus 1 round per level, casting time 1, area of effect the caster, saving throw none. I mean, armor is, like, high on my priority list, but I'm not going to cheat, but I'm going to abuse ways to get money fast, and I'm going to buy the robes of the neutral Archmagi from High Hedge. And then it kind of becomes a moot point until much later in the games anyway. Upon casting this spell, the wizard creates 1 image of himself that will travel alongside him. The image will perform all the actions that the wizard does, so that if any enemies are trying to attack the wizard, they will not know which one is real. They will not know which one is real. There's a 50% chance that the attacker will attack the image, and a 50% chance that he will attack the caster. The image will disappear with a successful Dispel magic when attacked or when the spell's duration expires. Shield. Evocation. Level 1, range 0, duration 1 hour, casting time 1, area of effect the caster, saving throw none. Although, if you must know, the 3rd level 1 spell I'm going to take is Sleep, because Sleep is fucking great in the early game. When this spell is cast, an invisible barrier comes into being in front of the wizard. It sets the wizard's armor class to 4 against all melee weapons and 2 against missile weapons. It also grants the wizard immunity from the spell Magic Missile. That's why Shield is good. The effect lasts for the duration of the spell or until dispelled. Although if you're playing right, you have a party and your fighters are drawing the magic missiles, but still, Shield is a good spell. Shocking Grasp. Alteration. Level 1, range touch, duration special, casting time 1, area of effect 1 creature, saving throw none. When the wizard touches a creature while this spell is in effect, an electrical charge will deal 1d8 points of damage plus 1 per level of the caster to the creature touched. In addition, the grasp itself does 1d2 fist damage, strength bonuses apply. The wizard only has 1 charge, and once an opponent has been touched, the spell's energies have been used. If the wizard misses, the spell is wasted. The wizard has 1 round per level to touch the target creature. So all these spells that rely on a successful melee attack, they're pretty low priority. Sleep, however, fucking great level 1 spell. Like I said, the next one I'm going to take after I level up. But Sleep. Enchantment Charm. Level 1, range 60 feet, duration 5 rounds per level, casting time 1, area of effect 15-foot radius, saving throw negates. When a wizard casts a sleep spell, he causes a comatose slumber to come upon 1 or more enemies other than undead and certain other creatures specifically excluded from the spell's effects. All creatures to be affected by the sleep spell must be within a 15-foot radius. Creatures in the area of effect must make a saving throw versus death with a -3 penalty or fall asleep. Monsters with 5 hit dice or more are unaffected. Attacks against sleeping opponents never miss. And spook. Illusion Phantasm. Level 1, range 30 feet, duration 3 rounds, casting time 1, area of effect 1, creature saving throw negates. A spook spell enables the wizard to play upon natural fears to cause the target creature to perceive the caster as someone or something inimical, which then appears to advance upon it in a threatening manner. If the creature does not make a successful saving throw versus spell, it turns and flees at maximum speed as far from the wizard as possible. The creature suffers a saving throw penalty of -1 every 2 levels of the caster, up to a maximum of -6 at 12th level. Although the caster does not actually pursue the fleeing creature, a phantasm from its own mind does, undead or completely unaffected. That was a lot of text, but the 2 level 1 spells I'm taking are Identify and Magic Missile. Memorize mage spells, level 1. I can only memorize 1. It's Magic Missile. You may memorize 1 spell from the above list. Choose which spells your character will have memorized at the beginning of the game. Magic Missile. Alright! Appearance. This is just... basically, we just pick our colors here. Choose a hair color. Oh, I'm not a redhead. That's pretty close. Skin, find the most pastiest, whitest skin you can find. Although that's a little gray. That's better. Clothing! Let's be emo. Let's wear black. Ooh, I like whatever the hell that is. Yeah, I'll go with that. Neat. Okay. Sound. You can pick any of the listed sound sets for your character's voice. Click the play button to hear samples from the sound set. Alright, let's go default first.
Onward!
Male, impatient.
Death to you all!
Earnest.
Your life ends here.
Streetwise.
Time for a bit of the rough and tumble.
I like that one. Aggressive.
You got this coming!
Scholarly.
Let's give them a right thrashing.
Brute.
Get over here!
Commanding.
Feel my power.
For justice!
I think we're going with streetwise.
Time for a bit of the rough and tumble.
Yeah, we're going streetwise. That's a good one. And finally, a name. Basic. My name. So sorry. Accept. Difficulty. We've read these. Oh, wait. Legacy of Baal. Enemies have all the benefits of insane difficulty, as well as significantly more hit points, improved THAC0, better saving throws, and more attacks per round. Warning. Legacy of Baal can only be selected at the start of the game, and once selected, cannot be changed. I'm going to play on core rules. This is... One thing I find about Baldur's Gate is it's not ordinary video game difficulty. Like, Dungeons & Dragons is really, really, really well balanced on the core rules level. And
Nestled atop the cliffs that rise from the Sword Coast, the citadel of Candlekeep houses the finest and most comprehensive collection of writings on the face of Farron. It is an imposing fortress, kept in strict isolation from the intrigues that occasionally plague the rest of the Forgotten Realms. It is secluded, highly regimented, and it is home. Within these hallowed halls of knowledge, your story begins. You have spent most of your 20 years of life within this keep's austere walls, under the tutelage of the sage Gorion. Acting as your father, he has raised you on 1,000 tales of heroes and monsters, lovers and infidels, battles and tragedies. However, one story was always left untold, that of your true heritage. You have been told that you are an orphan, but your past is largely unknown. Lately, Gorion has been growing distant from you, as if some grave matter weighs heavily on his heart. You have asked about his concerns as gently as possible, but your queries have been in vain. Your sole comfort is the knowledge that he is a wise man, and you know he will tell you when the time is right. Nonetheless, his silence is troubling, and you cannot help but feel that something is terribly wrong. Today, Gorion has appeared more agitated than ever, and now he has uncharacteristically interrupted your chores in the middle of the day. Imparting hurried instructions for you to equip yourself for travel, he has handed you what gold he can spare, but given no clue as to why. Nevertheless, you now stand before the Candlekeep Inn, ready to purchase what you need for an unplanned and unexpected journey.
Done. And here we are. Journal updated. Find Gorion. Quest. Important events. Prologue. Gorion, my foster father, has informed me that we must immediately leave Candlekeep and set out on a journey. He has given me some gold, and I must purchase supplies for the road, including weapons and armor. Journal. Oh, interesting. Anyway, let's save. Just for giggles. Now I want to check my quick save controls, because I know quick save exists. Q and L. Pretty easy. Now, let's get it back on full screen, for the love of God. Yes! Oh, so much better. Oh, so much better. Alright. Oof. Alright, now, there's more to yammer about in terms of selecting our party, and recruiting them as soon as possible, but before we do any of that, we need to simply... Oh god, there is not really a good place to put my camera for this game, is there? It's blocking the character portraits, which are important. Actually, I think bottom right is going to be okay. Let's try that. It's weird, bottom right is usually not okay, but I think it actually is going to work pretty well for this one. Alright. And see, now you can see my character portrait of my 11 out of 11 health.
Of course, yeah.
Candlekeep Inn. Now, Candlekeep is a big-ass tutorial, and I don't think we're going to finish it entirely. But you can pause with space and get tooltips. This is a watcher. There's the door. And here is a tutor. It's worth talking to the tutors. Learn the controls, all that jazz.
Hello, child. Shall we continue your lessons?
Resize face cam to the character portrait. That's actually a pretty funny and awesome idea. I'm not going to do it, but props for it. Hello, child. I've been instructed to tell you about basic mechanics of movement and time if there is anything in that sort you would know more of. Tell me about pausing the game. Selecting the clock button at the bottom of the menu bar on the screen's left side pauses the game, except in special circumstances such as cutscenes. This gives you time to reflect on your next move. While the game is paused, you can plan party member actions, manage inventory, or even review spell descriptions. Selecting the clock button again resumes gameplay as normal. Can I tell you anything else about the mechanics of time and movement? Tell me about the area map. Select the compass button on the left side of the screen to visit the current area's map. Party member locations are marked by small green circles. Your current field of view is outlined in green. Dragging the green outline moves your field of view around the map. Be aware that time is not paused while you view area maps. Can I tell you anything else about the mechanics of time and movement? Tell me about camera zoom. Use your mouse's scroll wheel to zoom in and out, changing your view of the world. On a touchscreen or touchpad that uses gestures, this effect is achieved by pinching two fingers together to zoom out, or spreading two fingers apart to zoom in. Can I tell you anything else about the mechanics of time and movement? tell me about movement. To move through the world, select a point on screen and the selected character will make their best effort to reach it. If you've chosen an invalid destination, the character will stay where they are. You cannot set a destination in a map area you haven't yet explored. Can I tell you anything else about the mechanics of time and movement? Yes, tell me about the combat rounds. Combat flows in a series of rounds. Every creature on the battlefield exists in its own initiative round. This means that as you move and attack, your enemies are moving and attacking at the same time. Weapons with lower speed factors and spells with lower casting times can greatly improve your chances of survival, so you can cast only one spell at a time no matter how quickly you cast it. Can I tell you anything else about the mechanics of time and movement? Nothing now. I'll just be moving on. Very well. Return to me if you wish to continue your lessons. Hi, Petey. How are you? Good to see you, friend. Welcome, welcome. Alright, so let's look through our tabs here. This one is the game. This is our area map. We can look at a world map as well. We'll do that in a second. Candlekeep Inn, Priest's Quarters, Temple of Ogma, the Storehouse, Clinic, Candlekeep, Bunkhouse, Barracks. The world map, Candlekeep, Baragost, Friendly Arm Inn, Olgoth's Beard, and we see, the Sword Coast, Nashkill, Carnival, Nashkill Mines. That's everything that's labeled. We also see a bridge and a big-ass city here. Spoiler alert, that's Baldur's Gate. Alright, journal we've looked at already. Inventory. Oh yes. What do we start out with? Armor class 10, dexterity -4. So our actual armor class is 6. And remember, in early Dungeons & Dragons, including 2nd edition, lower armor class was better. I know, it's fucking weird. But our armor class is 6. 11 out of 11 hit points. Class hit points per level +7. Bonus hit points per level +4. This is Thaco, which is 2 hit armor class 0. So if I'm fighting an enemy, the way these numbers interact, if I'm fighting an enemy, look at their armor class. If their armor class is all the way down to 0, I have to roll a 20 to hit them. So by way of example, my armor class is 6, so in order to hit me, an enemy with this Thaco would have to roll a 14. Strength modification -1, proficiencies +2. Alright, right now I have a quarterstaff. 1d6 damage, strength adds 3, so I do 4 to 9 damage. I have 130 gold. My carry weight is 220 pounds. I'm currently using 4. And literally all I'm carrying is that quarterstaff. The simplest and humblest of staff weapons, the quarterstaff is a length of wood ranging 6 to 9 feet in length. High-quality quarterstaves are made of stout oak and are shod with metal at both ends. The quarterstaff must be wielded with both hands. Statistics: damage 1d6, crushing, speed factor 4, proficiency type quarterstaff, type 2-handed, requires 5 strength, weight 4, not usable by monk. All right. Here's our character sheet. Dual class level up, next level in 2000 XP. Male, half-elf, fighter mage, true neutral. Strength 1804, dex 18, constitution 18, intelligence 18, wisdom 11, charisma 10. Stats: multi-class, fighter level 1, experience 0, next level 2000, mage level 1, experience 0, next level 2500. Proficiencies: base Thaco 20, Thaco 21, attacks per round 1, lore 13, reputation average 10, AI script custom BDDEFAI. Okay. Saving throws: paralysis, poison, death 14, rod, staff, wand 11, petrification, polymorph 13, breath weapon 15, spell 12. Proficiencies: flail, morningstar, we're specialized. Fighting styles: 2 weapon style, we're specialized. Ability bonuses to hit +1, damage +3, open doors 25, weight allowance 220, armor class -4, missile adjustment +2, reaction adjustment +2, hit points per level +4, chance to learn spell 85, reaction 0, resistance is none, weapon style bonuses nothing. Biography. Oh, this is interesting. Inspired by your foster father's loving tales, you have always dreamt of living the life of an adventurer, traveling the land by your wits and talents alone. The grounds of the keep were often the stage for many an imagined battle, much to the consternation of the monks that share your home. Companions your age being somewhat of a rarity, you endured by playing every role yourself, a habit that has stayed with you as you enter into adulthood. As Gorion used to advise you, a little bit of everything makes a better soup. This game is pretty hard, Petey. You know little of how you came to be a ward of Gorion's, but over the years you've gleaned something of your mother's tale, from his vague allusions and from the words he sometimes uttered in tear-filled sleep. She was a half-elf from the courts of Ashabenford and a friend of his for many seasons. As you have no memory of her, nor any keepsakes to remind you of her existence, you have come to believe that she died while giving birth to you. Perhaps it was the pain of such a parting that led Gorion to cloister himself within the narrow halls of Candlekeep and raise you as his own. Of your father, those of you who know the story, of your father you have learned nothing. Class. Okay, we've already read. Combat stats, we've seen skills and abilities. Okay. Highest learnable spell level 9, max known spells per level 18. All right. And here's the spell book. The priest scroll. The settings. All right. We are good. Let's roll onward. Go clockwise. Hello, Flydia.
Hello there.
Oh, hello. Hey, have you seen my copy of the History of Halruah anywhere? You know how I can't stand the constant shuffling of arthritic feet up in the library, so I thought I'd get a bit of fresh air just east of here, and oh, I hate being so absent-minded. Please, if you find it, I really do need it back. Journal updated. Flydia's book. We got a new journal entry. That did not pause the game. Flydia's book. Dear absent-minded Flydia has lost another of her books. The History of Halruah this time. Last time she was at Candlekeep, she lost an entire 4-volume set in the hay we keep for the cows. I'd like another brewski. Not. You guys want to go ahead and do our first combat? I would like to get out of Candlekeep tonight. I was hoping we would just finish character creation, but then Martin's auto roller made it possible to finish that a lot sooner than I was planning on, so now I would like to finish the tutorial tonight. Another tutor.
Hello, child. Shall we continue your lessons?
Hello, child. I'm here to teach you about the circles on the ground around everyone's feet. Is there a color you'd like explained? Blue. A character with a blue circle around their feet is neither friendly nor hostile. You can freely initiate dialogue by selecting them. If that character has anything interesting to say, a dialogue window will appear. You may also be prompted to reply. If so, choose your response wisely. Is there any other colored circle you would like to know about? 2. Green. A green circle around a character's feet indicates they are either a party member or creature you have summoned. You can select these characters to direct their actions. Is there any other colored circle you would like to know about? Red. Every enemy you face will have a red circle around their feet, giving you a clear indicator you may attack them. If one of your party members is charmed, their foot circle will also turn red. Try to avoid killing friends under the influence of enemy spellcasters. Is there any other colored circle you would like to know about? Yellow. A yellow circle indicates a character out of control. The most common reason for this is fear or morale failure. These characters will avoid battle at all costs, often running to a remote area of the map. This circle also appears when some characters become enraged. Berserkers, for instance, have been known to lose control in the heat of battle, turning on their own allies. Is there any other colored circle you would like to know about? Purple. A purple circle appears around your character's feet if they are inaccessible, usually for the purposes of a cutscene or similar event where you are unable to use your full party. Is there any other colored circle you would like to know about? I know all I need to know about feet, thanks. It is not the feet, but the aura surrounding them that is important. Return to me if you change your mind and wish to continue your lessons. Alright. Oh, don't tell me I cannot save at this time. Alright, we got Moo and Cows and another tutor.
Hello, child. Shall we continue your lessons?
Hello, child. Gorion asked me to teach you about your inventory, as well as customizing your character and gaining levels. Tell me about the inventory screen. Select the backpack button to access your inventory. Here you can manage items your character carries, equipping weapons, armor, and other items as the need arises. To check the inventories of your companions, select their portraits. Pay close attention to the weight of items in your inventory. Carrying too great a load slows your movement. You may even be forced to stop altogether until you shift some of the weight. Is there anything else you'd like to know? Tell me about customization. On the character record, select Customize to access advanced options pertaining to your character's portrait, color scheme, sound set, and combat script. Of these, perhaps the most directly relevant is your combat script. Choose the actions you wish the computer to make on your behalf when the character has no other commands. Every character's script is different, so you can customize a unique party strategy that suits your playstyle. Is there anything else you'd like to know? Well, we're going to have to tool around with the combat script once we're out of this conversation, but tell me about leveling up. When you gain enough experience points, a plus symbol appears on the corner of your character's portrait, indicating that you can level up. To do so, press the level up button on the character record screen. Leveling up may yield additional proficiency points, thieving skill points, spell slots, or other abilities depending on your class. Each level also grants additional hit points, making it easier to survive the world's dangers. Is there anything else you'd like to know? Alright, good night, Petey. Thanks for dropping in. Tell me about the character record. Similar to the inventory is the character record. Here you can view your character's proficiencies, skills, and statistics. Check your companion's abilities by selecting their portraits. Use the buttons on this screen to view your character's ability scores, skills, proficiencies, levels, experience, and any other aspects of your character you may find useful. This screen also enables you to dual class if your character is human. Is there anything else you'd like to know? I know everything I need for now, thanks. Should you change your mind, feel free to ask. Alright, customize. Appearance. Yeah, that's that one. Oh, I didn't actually want to switch portraits. Sounds. Nope, I like streetwise. Colors. Happy with those. Biography. Happy with that. And script. Okay. Advanced AI. This character will favor using melee weapons such as swords or maces. So attack enemies. This character will attack enemies on sight. Prefer melee weapons. Prefer ranged weapons. This character will prefer using ranged weapons such as bows or slings. Definitely prefer melee. Use items. This character will use items such as potions or wands. Not without me telling you to, you won't. Use special abilities. In fact, I don't want you attacking enemies without me telling you either, now that I think about it. This character will use special abilities such as Barbarian Rage or Called Shot. No. Use offensive spells. This character will use offensive spells such as Fireball or Magic Missile. No. Use defensive spells. This character will use defensive spells such as Mirror Image or Stone Skin. No. I don't want my boy doing anything. There we go. I don't want my boy doing anything I don't tell him to do. And that's going to wind up true of all my boys and girls. FYI. Alright, onward. Here we have the priest quarters. First, another tutor.
Hello, child. Shall we continue your lessons?
Greetings, child. I can teach you about some less common adventuring hazards and how to avoid them. Is there anything you'd like to know about? Tell me about fatigue. Characters, especially those with low constitutions, grow tired after going too long without rest. As fatigue increases, they accumulate a luck penalty, which negatively impacts all attack rolls and saving throws. You can eliminate fatigue by resting, either in an inn or in the wilderness, but take care resting in the wild. You never know what manner of beast might disturb you. Is there anything else I can tell you about the hazards of the adventuring life? Tell me about morale. As the battle drags on, characters might lose composure and flee, running to a remote area. If your party includes a bard, their bard song can prevent morale failure. Is there anything else I can tell you about the hazards of the adventuring life? Tell me more about intoxication! Characters imbibing libations may become intoxicated. This has two effects. Firstly, as many warriors can attest, it increases morale. Oh yeah, tell me about the effects of intoxication. Firstly, as many warriors can attest, it increases morale, making it easier to keep fighting without losing composure. However, as you become more and more drunk, you accumulate increasing luck penalties, negatively affecting everything you do. Drink in moderation if you must drink at all. Is there anything else I can tell you about the hazards of the adventuring life? Tell me about disease. Certain monsters may inflict terrible withering diseases upon their victims. These diseases have various effects, but all can be removed by a cure disease spell or frequently a full night's sleep. Is there anything else I can tell you about the hazards of the adventuring life? Tell me about poison. Some attacks may poison you, costing you health every second until the poison runs its course or kills you. The poisoned have two options. First, they can drink an antidote or have a slow poison spell cast upon them. Alternatively, a poisoned person can simply wait it out and hope for the best. Healing spells can keep one alive long enough to survive most poisons, but some act too quickly for healing to counteract. Is there anything else I can tell you about the hazards of the adventuring life? I don't need any lessons right now. Very well, return to me if you wish to continue your lessons. Alright, save again. Let's go into the priest quarters.
Hello?
Shank. Oh, goody goody, I've gone and found you first. You are the ward of Gorion, no doubt. Options. I am. What can I do for you? Or, I do not recognize you. Who are you and what are you doing here? Or, leave me be. I have pressing matters that I must attend to. I'm going to go with I do not recognize you. Who are you and what are you doing here? Who I am is unimportant, but who you are is very much so. I apologize for this dirty bit of business, but I must seek your death. A pity, I know, but it would seem your head is worth an exceptional amount to me. I kill you myself, and I need not share credit with anyone. Auto-paused, enemy sighted. You cannot save at this time. Monsters are about. We have an uninjured Shank.
I'll crush your face, I will. Make you dead and done.
Let's just beat his face in with a quarterstaff.
I'll crush your face, I will. Make you dead and done.
Boom. The party has gained experience. 20.
Of course. Yeah.
He's got a dagger. The typical dagger has a pointed, usually double-edged blade as opposed to a knife, which has a single edge and is a bit shorter. Statistics: damage 1d4 piercing, speed factor 2, proficiency type dagger. Type one-handed, requires 3 strength, weight 1, not usable by cleric, cleric mage, cleric thief, cleric ranger, fighter cleric, fighter mage cleric, or beast master. Oh yeah, War Relish. Like, you think Morrowind is bad with RNG dice roll combat? This game, for better or worse, this was like the time they tried to turn Dungeons and Dragons into a computer game back in older versions of Dungeons and Dragons. So it is all, literally all dice rolls. Yeah, there's going to be lots of missing. So we have a locked chest here.
Yes. Well, of course. Yeah.
You failed to force the lock. You successfully forced the lock open. Another dagger. Yay. An empty barrel. $8 gold at the table. And a warhammer. Mounted knights cannot effectively use long pole weapons while on horseback, and as a result, many weapons have been fitted with shorter shafts so they may be wielded with just one hand. Maces and flails are 2 examples of this. The warhammer is another. The horseman's warhammer is the descendant of the Lucerne hammer. It is made entirely of steel, with rondels protecting and strengthening the grip. Rondels are small discs of metal, often shaped into decorative designs. The shaft is about 18 inches long. Statistics: damage 1d4 plus 1 crushing, speed factor 4. Proficiency type warhammer. Type one-handed, requires 9 strength, weight 6. Not usable by druid, mage, monk, shaman, thief, fighter druid, or beast master. How hard is the gameplay to pick up? Honestly, pretty fucking hard. Like, you're gonna have to read the manuals to play this game. It's late 90s. Parda. Travis, you cut yourself above the brow. Travis, you cut yourself above the brow there. What is wrong, child? Something in your eyes tells me that something is very wrong indeed. Oh, Parda, there was a man in there. He smelled like the stables, and he tried to kill me. It was horrible. Or, it's nothing, Parda. One of the cats didn't like me petting it. I'm all right, really. I'm gonna tell the truth. Tried to kill me. Hurry then, child. Equip yourself at the inn and go join Gorion on the steps of the library. I had a sense something like this might happen.
Done and done.
Oof. Alrighty. I think I can probably... Well, I can keep going a little bit. I don't know if I can finish Candlekeep. I'm going to try. I need to go to the bathroom first, though. I'll be right back. Well, thank you so much, IDIC girl. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the new viewership. Still feels new. You jumped in pretty early in the Prey playthrough, but it's really, really good to have you here. Thank you, of course, for the kind words and for the viewership in every medium. Let's get back to it. And you have not heard wrong, by the way. This game is incredible. Let's have a chat with Dreppen.
What do you need?
Lydia left one of her books in here again. It's in the hay there beside the cow. If you could run it over to her and then come back, I've got some plans for you. Alright. Cow. So look in the hay, and sure enough, there's a container. History of Howrua. Howrua was settled centuries ago by wizards fleeing the Faerun in what was to become the Anauroch Desert. The first wizards came in unique flying ships invented by the Netherese, and found a beautiful and rich country settled only by shepherds and large herds of oryx and wild rothae. It was here that the wizards decided to make a stand, should the Faerun follow. The Faerun never did, but Howrua has had to defend itself from attacks by all of its neighbors since then. Over the centuries, Dambrath has attacked and raided Howrua's ports and borders multiple times. Once, led by a magic-resistant barbarian, the Dambraii occupied all of the country south of Lake Howrua. They were defeated in battle by the great archmage Mycontil, who slew their barbarian leader. 40,000 Dambraii attacked and were stopped by 500 Howruans. More than 200 Howruan wizards, including Mycontil, died in the battle. The last attack upon Howrua was less than 100 years ago, through the Teleth Pass by the power-hungry king of Lapalia. He had allied with bandits from the wastes, though this time the Howruans were able to field a larger force, including fighting men as well as wizards in their skyships. The attackers were easily routed. Howrua also suffered through a civil war about 5 centuries ago, when a number of mages advocated beginning new experiments in magic, ones which even the Netherese didn't approve of. The renegades were driven from the region, but went on
I
to
should get
found
moving before the whole day is a waste.
the land of Thay, or so it is said in Howrua. Since then, Howrua has been at peace. They have had no declared wars, though it still suffers raids from Dambraii pirates, bandits of the wastes, savages from the Maher jungles, and any other pirate raider or hungry wizard who thinks that magic and wealth grow on trees in Howrua. This constant raiding
I should
has
get
made the
moving
Howruans...
before the whole day is a waste.
This constant raiding has made the Howruans very defensive, warlike, and traditional. The people say that since wizards have always led them, wizards always will. Alright, let's talk to Dreppen again now that we have the book.
What do you need?
Nice day, ain't it? Too bad Nessa here ain't enjoying it, though. Her being sick and all. I need to get her one of them potions of antidote off Hull. He stayed up drinking last night and got hauled out of bed to man the gates early this morning. So I bet he's got a few of them lying around somewheres. Dreppen. Journal updated. Dreppen's cow. Nessa the cow is feeling a bit under the weather today. Dreppen's asked me to get a potion of antidote from Hull, who's been posted to the gate this morning. It appears that Hull has been using them to avoid his morning hangovers. Hull's my boy. That's how you do. Potions of antidote, just to avoid hangovers. Yeah, I'd like to get out of Candlekeep because there's a lot of other shit to do in episode to explain and do once we do get out of here. But another tutor.
Hello, child.
No
Shall
time.
we continue your lessons?
No time to lose. I've got to tell you about quick slots. Explain quick item slots, please. Potions, wands, and spell scrolls can be equipped to your quick item slots. You have only 3 of these slots, so use them wisely. Once something is in your quick item slot, you use it by selecting it on the main gameplay screen. Some wands or spell scrolls require you to select targets. Most quick items are consumed when used. Quick slots, what do you want to know? Tell me about quick weapon slots. You may have 1 to 4 quick weapon slots, depending on your class. Once a weapon is in a quick weapon slot, you can equip it instantly from the main gameplay screen by selecting it. Any shield or offhand weapon you have equipped is disabled if you equip a two-handed or ranged weapon that doesn't allow its use. But fear not, as soon as you equip a weapon that allows your offhand item, it will be re-equipped. Quick slots, what do you want to know? Tell me about quick spell slots, if you don't mind. If you're a spellcaster with 1 or more quick spell slots, right-clicking one with your mouse will allow you to fill each with a single spell from your arsenal. You'll be presented with a complete list of your available spells. Choose the one you want in the quick spell slot, and it will be ready to cast simply by selecting it, provided you have the spell memorized, of course. Quick slots, what do you want to know? I have no time for a lesson, I'm afraid. Come back if you change your mind. Alright. Here's the Temple of Ogma.
These
Ogma.
walls contain the world's knowledge.
I am pleased to see that you have taken time to pay tribute to wise Ogma. I was wondering what you had to offer at this Temple of Wisdom. Oh, donate. Yeah, I'm not donating. That's crazy.
Wisdom is only
Good day to you.
possessed by the learned.
Temple of Ogma. Another tutor.
Hello, child.
Hello,
Shall we
child.
continue your lessons?
Hello, child. I am to instruct you in how best to deal with the clergy visiting temples and such. Is there anything you'd like to know? Why do people make donations to temples? It's a really fucking good question, even now. People donate for various reasons. Some adventurers see donations as payment for information. Clergy members are often aware of local goings-on. Especially large donations are typically recognized by a temple staff. They may speak of your good deeds to anyone visiting, improving your reputation. What else would you like to know about visiting temples? Why don't temples offer healing services for free? Adventurers sometimes forget that spells are not easily cast. Every raising of the dead costs valuable resources. A successful life of adventuring will supply you with ample gold to pay for whatever healing services you need, and when you need them, a temple will gladly offer those services for a nominal fee. What else would you like to know about visiting temples? I'm sure I'll be fine on my own, thank you. Very well, return to me if you wish to continue your lessons. Alright, so let's look at the other buttons the priest
These
had.
walls contain the world's knowledge.
So there is a donate button, but there's also healing. We can buy a casting of Cure Light Wounds, Dispel Magic, Remove Curse, Cure Serious Wounds, Slow Poison, or Raise Dead. We can buy and sell. He can't buy anything we're carrying. He's selling potions of healing, an elixir of health, antidotes, and stoned flesh scrolls. This scroll will remove the effects of petrification from anyone afflicted by such an unfortunate condition. Simply approach the victim who has been turned to stone, read the scroll, and target the statue. Statistics: stone to flesh, range 20 feet, area of effect 1 creature. Antidote. As the name implies, this potion will neutralize any poison of which the imbiber is currently suffering the effects. The cleansing is instant, and the potion may only be used once. Statistics: special cures poison, weight 1. Elixir of Health. The Elixir of Health is a powerful healing mixture designed to cleanse the body of all impurities. First, it cures all poisons and diseases. Then, once the system has been purged, the imbibed is cured by 10 hit points to speed the recovery process. Statistics: special, cures poison and disease and heals 10 hit points, weight 1. And Potion of Healing. When wholly consumed, this potion restores 9 hit points to the person. The effect is instantaneous, and the potion is destroyed in the process. Statistics: special, restores 9 hit points, weight 1. Death is extremely cheap in the Forgotten Realms. And then finally, He can identify items. We have no unidentified items, though. So, let's roll. Down south. Jondalar! What say you?
Hey,
Hey there, Travis. I see you're up early this day. Well, your father Gorion has asked me a strange favor. Seems like he wants you to learn some fighting and asked me to be the teacher. So I hope you brought your staff with you. Hostile creatures have red circles around their feet. Left-clicking within the circle will direct you to attack me. You can switch weapons using a quick weapon icon. The weapon outlined in green is the current weapon. Attack with fists only, empty quick slot, if you only wish to knock your opponent unconscious. You don't have to worry about that with me, so use your staff. If you have magical abilities, try casting a spell at me by left-clicking on the spell icon at the bottom of the screen. Left-click on one of the spells that come up and cast it on whichever target you want. I just hope you have an offensive spell memorized. During our fight, I'm going to spring a little surprise on you. Remember, you can press the spacebar at any time and pause the game. This will give you time to think, especially once my little surprise comes up. Are you ready now? Good. End dialogue. Well, the surprise is already here. Eric is shooting at us. Let's go whoop his ass. Wow, you're quite a fighter. I think Jondalar was right when he said you didn't need any practice. You should go talk to the Gate Warden if you want some experience in fighting with a group of people. You can find him just south of here. Out there it can be pretty important to know how to fight with allies at your side. And then away they go. The storehouse. Revor.
By Moradin's hammer!
I thought I asked you to clean the rats out of this building yesterday already. Hop to it. Get in there. Journal updated. Revor's storehouse. Revor has once again pressed me into service in his storehouse. All reports suggest that our feline forces have turned traitor and that the rats are on the offensive. It appears that I am our last hope in the face of such an awesome display of power. Farewell, dear journal. Farewell. I like a smart character's journal entries. They're so snarky. It's awesome. Alright, so we got rats. And cats, but the rats are mainly hostile.
A simple task.
Kill the rats. Big surprise, right? One more rat. Silver ring. A ring is a small band of precious metal that is used as jewelry. Some rare rings have had enchantments placed upon them that confer various magical abilities. These rings are highly sought after, especially by those of the adventuring profession. Statistics weight 0. It's the only thing we're going to find in here. There are other containers, but they're empty. Let's go to chat with Revor.
By Moradin's hammer!
Ah yes, kill them like the rats that they are. A glorious battle unlike any this world has ever seen. Here's 5 gold pieces, don't spend it all in one place. Journal update. Revor's storehouse. Finished. Mental note. Don't join the armed forces. They never inform you of the full danger when you enter, and they always pay you squat when you leave. Revor gave me all of 5 gold pieces for putting my life on the line in there. Isn't there a Candlekeep People's Revolutionary Front I can join somewhere? And there we go. Alright. Good shit, truly. Oh, I love this game. Oh, Lord, I love this game. I'm so happy I'm playing it. And thank you to Martin for the auto roller, because it means we actually get to play. Even in this first stream. Alrighty. Keep it going. Another tutor.
Hello, child.
Oh,
Shall
hello,
we
child.
continue your lessons?
I'm given to understand you might need to know about saved games. What temporal mysteries can I illuminate for you? Alright, tell me about saving my game. To save your game, select the Quick Save button or the Options menu, then Save Game. Saving your game that way either overwrites an earlier save or saves your game to a new slot. If you're worried about saving space, you can delete old saves from this screen too. Are there any other mysteries of time you would have me shed some light upon? How do I load an earlier save? Life's too short to live with mistakes, especially when you can go back in time and avoid making them. To quickly reload your quick save, press the L key on your keyboard if you have one. Otherwise, access a full list of saved games by selecting Load Game from the Options screen. A note, however, once you decide to load an earlier save, to even access your list of saved games, you will be unable to resume your current game. You'll need to either load one of your saves or quit the game. Are there any other mysteries of time you would have me shed some light upon? Is my progress ever saved automatically? Yes. Anytime you enter a major plot area or leave a world map area, your game is saved. These autosaves are listed alongside your quick saves and manually created saved games. You have 3 autosave slots and they are used in rotation. You can go back 3 autosaves, but no further. Are there any other mysteries of time you would have me shed some light upon? What happens if I die? Can I still load an earlier save? Yes. If you die, you may load an earlier save, provided one is available. I've done so 3 times myself just today. Very refreshing. Are there any other mysteries of time you would have me shed some light upon? No mysteries today, thank you. I think he means a keyboard. Yes, of course. Now, the week before that I was in Netheril, was that before or after it fell? Further south. The Inner Grounds. There's Hull. Hey kid, I woke late this morning and left my sword in the barracks before going on duty. If you want to get it for me, it's in the chest at the foot of my bed on the right side of the barracks. Quick now, before the gate warden catches me without it. You'll also find an antidote there. I think Dreppen needs one for old Nessa. Journal updated. Hull's sword. Hull, one of the ever-present watchers here in Candlekeep, forgot his sword in the barracks this morning. He has asked me to fetch the weapon from its resting place in the chest against the right wall. Oh yeah, this guy who is drunk and slugging antidotes to get rid of his hangovers. Candlekeep main gate. Authorized personnel only. The Inner Grounds. Another too-tall.
Our rules are very strict.
Gate Warden. Soon be gone, will ye? Aye, Gorion asked me to teach you a wit about the finer arts of mass combat afore you leave. Can I pique your interest with it, Travis? Yes, Gate Warden, I would appreciate that. Good then, child. 'Tis one thing to maintain control of yourself in the heat of battle, but 'tis quite another to maintain one's authority o'er a group. I've asked Ob the illusionist to run through a few simulations for ye down in the storage cellars. Just follow me this way and I'll unlock the door for ye. Let's talk to this tutor first.
Hello, child. Shall we continue your lessons?
Hello, child. I was asked to help with your journal. If you need help, that is. I was hoping you could tell me about journal entries. Keeping track of one's progress is important. When we do not learn from our own history, we repeat past mistakes. Open your journal to view a written log of your adventures by selecting the quill and ink icon on the left menu bar. Is there any more I can tell you about your journal? Could you teach me about quest entries? If you receive a quest, you can review its details by opening your journal and selecting the Quests tab. You'll find a list of your current quests. Selecting one brings up a history of that quest's progress. Once you complete a quest, all its relevant entries are marked as finished. All your quests, completed or not, are sorted by chapter, so you can recall exactly when you completed each one. Is there any more I can tell you about your journal? I'd like to know how to write my own journal entries. Yes, of course. Notes are valuable tools. You can add your own journal entries from the journal screen by selecting Add Entry. On the journal screen, you'll see a list of all the entries you've written and options to add or edit others as you like. You can delete an entry by selecting Edit Entry and removing the text. The entries are sorted chronologically. Is there any more I can tell you about your journal? What do I do if I want to keep a note for later, but don't want to keep it in my backpack? Letters and notes can be copied to your journal by selecting Copy Note on the letter's description screen. Notes copied in this way are stored among your journal entries. Is there any more I can tell you about your journal? I've nothing to ask right now, thank you. If you think of any questions in your travels, be sure to write them down. Return to me if you wish to continue your lessons. Alright. Now that's just a standard issue watcher, but we've got another tutor to chat with. Let's do that. Then we'll go to the Gate Warden's building.
Hello, child. Shall we continue your lessons?
Ah, child, I was informed you might be needing instruction on how to properly bend the universe to your will. Is there anything I can tell you about the casting of spells? Tell me how to memorize spells. Mages and bards memorize spells by selecting the Mage Spellbook icon on the left side of the screen. Clerics, druids, and high-level paladins and rangers do so from the Priest's scroll icon directly below the spellbook. Select the spell's name to view its description. To memorize a spell, select the Memorize button. Each casting of a given spell must be prepared separately. To cast Magic Missile twice, you must memorize it twice. Choose higher level spells using the tabs at the top of the screen. Once you have selected spells for memorization, you will need to rest before casting them. What more can I teach you about spell casting? Once I've memorized the spell, how do I cast it? You can access all memorized spells by selecting the spell casting icon on the main gameplay screen. Scroll left and right to view your memorized spells. Once you find the spell you want to cast, select its icon. Many spells require you to select the target creature or location before casting. Once you cast the spell, you must rest before casting it again. What more can I teach you about spell casting? Tell me about classes that cast spells spontaneously. Unlike traditional spellcasters, sorcerers and shamans can cast any spell they know if they have spell slots of that spell's level available. Spell slots are pooled by spell level. If you run out of level 3 spells, you can still cast level 2 spells. Resting restores all spell slots. What more can I teach you about spell casting? How do I learn new spells? For clerics, druids, and high-level paladins and rangers, your spell allotment, determined by class and alignment, is fixed. When you gain access to spells of a new level, you learn all your spells of that level. Mages and bards learn spells by copying them from spell scrolls. In your inventory, unknown spells appear with a green shaded overlay on the scroll's icon. To transcribe a spell in your spellbook, access the scroll's description from the inventory screen. Select the right magic button and, if your attempt is successful, the spell will be inscribed in your spellbook. The scroll is consumed in the process. If you fail, you'll need another scroll before trying again. Sorcerers and shamans select one or more spells to learn at every new level. Once learned, these spells are available to cast for the rest of their career. What more can I teach you about spell casting? I'll learn more casting spells than being lectured about them. You say that now, but when you find yourself in a dark forest surrounded by displacer beasts and can't use your spellbook's content, I do hope you'll remember this conversation. Return to me if you change your mind. I like when you're forced to be a douche to the tutors. It's kind of funny. Alright, Gate Warden. What else you got?
Our rules are very strict.
There you be, Travis. If you haven't trained with Obe yet, then the door's wide open and all you need to do is march in. If you've already done your training, then you should go and see Gorion. Your father is anxious to see you. Alright, well, thank you, sir. More training inbound. Let's do it. Obe. Travis, the Gate Warden, asked me to prepare a little going-away party for you. A bit of mass combat practice is in order, I believe. Well, I'll make it real simple for you. Canderous, Mordain, Arcanus, Dieter, and Osprey are all going to join your party. You'll have complete control over them, same as you will with anyone else who might join you in your coming travels. Once they've all joined your party, I'm going to summon in several illusions of common monsters you might encounter outside the safety of this keep. These illusions will attack the party, and it will be up to you to issue the necessary orders to dispose of them. Remember, these creatures are illusions and they won't be able to hurt you. Try your best to kill them, however, because in the real world, pain, harm, and even death are far more real. Some of your comrades will have magic items, such as potions and wands. You'll have to equip these in the quick slots of the characters who have them. Some of them also have spells. You can cast these during the battle. Remember, even rogues and warriors can benefit from a good understanding of these more arcane forms of combat. Every so often, I will ask you if you've had enough. If you have, then I shall teleport you back outside. If you wish to continue practicing, however, then I shall create some more illusions for you to fight. Are you ready then? Good. Here we go. So he does have a finite number of illusions, and we get some experience points for every single one. So I always go until he tells me he can't create anymore. And it takes a little bit of time, but it's alright.
What now, I wonder?
We have here Gibberling.
I need a swig of some strong dwarven ale.
Arcanus. Arrow. The flight arrow, as its name implies, is built for distance. These are lightweight arrows and are often used for hunting. Most of these arrows are made of ash or birch and are 30 to 40 inches long. Statistics. Damage 1d6 missile launcher bow. Weight 0. Not usable by cleric, mage, monk, cleric, thief, cleric, ranger, fighter, druid, fighter, cleric, fighter, mage, cleric, druid. Helmet. This class of decorative helmet, made of reinforced leather or metal, covers the face and head. Eye slits and breathing holes come highly recommended. Statistics. Equipped abilities. Protects against critical hits. Weight 2, not usable by bard, mage, monk, thief, kensai. Battle Axe. The most common version of the Battle Axe is a stout pole about 4 feet in length, with a single-edged, trumpet-shaped blade mounted on one end. Battle Axes are also called broad axes. Statistics: damage 1d8 slashing. Speed factor 7, proficiency type axe, type one-handed, requires 10 strength, weight 7. Not usable by cleric, mage, monk, thief, cleric, ranger, fighter, druid, fighter, cleric, fighter, mage, cleric, beastmaster, druid. Medium shield. A medium shield is carried in the same manner as a small shield. Unlike the small shield, however, its weight prevents the character from using his shield hand for anything other than carrying the medium shield. Medium shields are usually made of metal, range from 3 to 4 feet in diameter, and can be of any shape from round to square to a dragon's spread wings. A typical medieval shield resembles a triangle with one point facing downward. Statistics: equipped abilities: armor class +1, requires 12 strength, weight 8. Not usable by bard, druid, mage, monk, shaman, thief, kensai. And a longbow. Longbow is similar to the short bow, except that the staff is about as tall as the archer is, usually 6 to 6.5 feet. It has better range and accuracy than the short bow, but a slower speed factor. Statistics: Thaco +1, speed factor 7. Proficiency type longbow, type two-handed, requires 6 strength, weight 3. Not usable by cleric, druid, mage, monk, shaman, thief, cleric, ranger, fighter, druid, fighter, cleric, fighter, mage, cleric, kensai, and cavalier. Arcanus is a level 2 fighter. I'm not going to read all of his numbers, that's too fucking much. He's got no biography. Here's Candorus. He's a level 2 cleric. Also no bio. Oh, let's look in here. He's got plate mail. Plate mail is a combination of chain armor with metal plates covering the vital areas, such as the chest, abdomen, and groin. Similar in construction to bronze plate mail, true plate mail comprises chain and leather. Statistics: armor class 3, 0 versus slashing. Requires 12 strength, weight 50. Not usable by bard, druid, mage, monk, shaman, thief, kensai, archer, stalker, beastmaster, barbarian. A helmet. This class of open-face helmet, made of reinforced leather or metal, covers most of the head, save the face and neck. These helmets commonly provide protection for the nose. Small shield +1. The small shield is usually round and is carried on the forearm, gripped with the shield hand. Its lightweight as compared to a medium shield permits the user to carry other items in that hand, although he cannot wield or carry another weapon. Statistics: equipped abilities: armor class +2, no protection against missile attacks, requires 4 strength, weight 3. Not usable by bard, druid, mage, monk, shaman, thief, kensai. And he's wielding a mace. The mace is a direct descendant of the basic club, being nothing more than a wooden shaft with a stone or iron head mounted on the end. The head design varies. Some are spiked, others flanged, and still others have pyramidal knobs. Statistics: damage 1d6 +1 crushing. Speed factor 7, proficiency type mace, type one-handed, requires 10 strength, weight 10. Not usable by druid, mage, monk, shaman, thief, fighter, druid, beastmaster. Alright. Next. Well, hold on. Arcanus has no spells. Candorus allows us to look at priest spells. I know it's a drill, but it's important. Priest scroll, Candorus. Any spellcaster, besides sorcerers and shamans, must memorize spells using the rest button on the left panel after choosing their spells on the Mage Book or Priest Scroll pages. So here are the level 1 priest spells. Armor of Faith, Abjuration, level 1 Sphere Protection, range 0, duration 3 rounds plus 1 round per level, casting time 1, area of effect of the caster, saving throw none. The caster of the Armor of Faith receives significant protection against melee and magical attacks. This magical armor is a force of energy that absorbs a portion of the damage intended for the caster. At first level, the protection is 5%, and every 5 levels of the caster improves this by another 5%. For example, a 20th level priest would have 25% of his damage absorbed if protected by this spell. Whereas I'm a multi-class fighter mage. Bless, Conjuration Summoning. Level 1, Sphere All, range 40 feet, duration 6 rounds, casting time 9, area of effect 15-foot radius, saving throw none. Upon uttering the Bless spell, the caster raises the morale of friendly creatures by +1. Furthermore, it raises their attack and damage rolls by +1. The caster determines at what range, up to 40 feet, the spell will be cast. At the instant the spell is completed, it affects all creatures in a 15-foot radius centered on the point selected by the caster. Thus, affected creatures leaving the area are still subject to the spell's effects. Those entering the area after the casting is completed are not. Command. Enchantment Charm. Level 1, Sphere Charm, range 90 feet, duration 1 round, casting time 1, area of effect 1 creature, saving throw special. This spell enables the priest to command another creature to die, sleep, for a single round. At the end of the round, the creature awakens and is unharmed. Creatures with 6 or more hit dice or experience levels are entitled to a saving throw versus spell to ignore the command. Cure Light Wounds, Necromancy. Level 1, Sphere Healing, range touch, duration permanent, casting time 5, area of effect 1 creature, saving throw none. By casting this spell and laying his hand upon a creature, the priest causes 8 points of wound or other injury damage to the creature's body to be healed. This healing cannot affect creatures without corporeal bodies, nor can it cure wounds of creatures not living or of extraplanar origin. Curing is permanent only insofar as the creature does not sustain further damage. Caused wounds will heal or can be cured just as any normal injury. Detect Evil, Divination. Level 1, Sphere Divination, range 0, duration instant, casting time 2, area of effect 30-foot radius, saving throw none. This spell discovers emanations of evil from any creature. Any evil creature within the range of the spell will glow red briefly. Doom, Alteration. Level 1, Sphere Charm, range 25 feet, duration 1 turn. Casting time 9, area of effect 1 creature, saving throw none. The spell causes a feeling of doom to overwhelm the target. For the duration of the spell, the target receives a -2 penalty to all his rolls, including Sacco and saving throws. There is no saving throw for this spell. Magical Stone, Enchantment. Level 1, Sphere Combat, range 50 feet, duration instant. Casting time 4, area of effect 1 creature, saving throw none. By using this spell, the priest can create a small magical pebble, which then flies out and hits a target opponent. The stone deals 1d4 points of damage to whomever it hits. The stones are considered +1 weapons for determining if a creature can be struck, though struck only by magical weapons, for instance, although they do not have an attack or damage bonus. Protection from Evil, Abjuration. Level 1, Sphere Protection, range touch, duration 3 rounds per level, casting time 1, area of effect 1 creature, saving throw none. When this spell is cast, it creates a magical barrier around the recipient at a distance of 1 foot. The barrier moves with the recipient and has 2 major effects. First, all attacks made by evil or evilly enchanted creatures against the protected creature receive a penalty of -2 to each attack roll. Second, summoned demons cannot target the protected creature. Remove Fear, Abjuration. Level 1 Sphere Charm, range 30 feet, duration 1 hour. Casting time 1, area of effect 15-foot radius, saving throw none. The priest instills courage in the spell's recipients, raising their morale to its highest. The recipient's morale will gradually reset to normal as the duration runs out. If the recipients are affected by magical fear, this is negated. Sanctuary, Abjuration. Level 1, Sphere Protection, range 0, duration 1 turn, casting time 4, area of effect of the caster, saving throw none. When the priest casts the Sanctuary spell, it causes all of his opponents to ignore its existence as if he were invisible. While protected by this spell, the subject cannot take direct offensive action without breaking the spell, but may use non-attack spells or otherwise act in any way that does not violate the prohibition against offensive action. This allows a warded priest to heal wounds, for example, or to bless himself. The priest may not cast spells on other creatures without ending the spell. Shillelagh, Alteration. Level 1, Sphere, Combat Plant, Range 0, Duration 4 rounds plus 1 round per level, Casting Time 2, Area of Effect Special, Saving Throw None. This spell enables the caster to create a magical cudgel that has a +1 bonus to its attack roll, and inflicts 2d4 points of damage on opponents. I feel like I actually should. Here's Osprey. Looks like at her inventory. She has a Warhammer, which we've read about. And she has a Wand of the Heavens. This wand will cause a pillar of flame to shoot out of the sky and strike the chosen target. The flames will do 8d6 damage to the target, with 1s taken as 2s, unless the target makes a save versus wand, in which case he will take half. The wand only has a certain amount of charges and will be destroyed if they are used. Statistics. Charge abilities. Flame Strike. Damage 8d6 fire. Save versus wand for half. Range 120 feet. Area of effect 1 creature. Requires 9 intelligence. Weight 1. Not usable by Bard, Fighter, Mage, Monk, Paladin, Ranger, Thief, Barbarian. She also has a medium shield, which we've read about. She knows Identify and Magic Missile. Huh. And has the same level 2 Priest Scroll. Alright. Now we have Mordain, an Invoker. She's got Dart. The Dart is a small, easily concealable missile weapon that is thrown rather than fired from a bow or other launcher. Statistics. Damage 1d3 missile, speed factor 2, proficiency type Dart, type one-handed, weight 0. Not usable by Cleric, Cleric Mage, Cleric Thief, Cleric Ranger, Fighter Cleric, Fighter Mage Cleric, Kensire, Cavalier. She also has Wand of Magic Missiles. When activated, the wand will eject a missile of magical energy that darts forth and unerringly strikes its target. This includes enemy creatures in a melee. The target creature must be seen or otherwise detected to be hit, however, so near total concealment, such as that offered by arrow slits, can render the spell ineffective. The missile will inflict 1d4 plus 1 points of damage. Statistics. Charge abilities. 1 magic missile will strike the target. Damage 1d4 plus 1 magic. Range 100 feet. Area of effect 1 creature. Requires 9 intelligence. Weight 1. Not usable by Wizard Slayer. Alright. And Dater. Studded leather armor. Studded leather armor has little in common with normal leather armor. While leather armor is a hardened shell, studded leather armor is soft and supple with hundreds of metal rivets affixed. The rivets are so close together that they form a flexible coating of hard metal that turns aside slashing and cutting attacks. The soft leather backing is little more than a means of securing the rivets in place. Statistics. Armor class 7. 5 versus slashing, 6 versus piercing and missile. Requires 6 strength. Weight 25, not usable by Mage, Monk, Kensai, Shapeshifter, Avenger. And he's got a short sword. The short sword is the first type of sword to come into existence. In the simplest of terms, a short sword can be considered a dagger, with a blade so long that it can no longer be called a dagger. The term short sword does not exist in sword classifications. However, it has come to be used to describe a double-edged blade about 2 feet in length. The sword tip is usually pointed, ideal for thrusting. Statistics. Damage 1d6 piercing, speed factor 3, proficiency type short sword, type one-handed, requires 5 strength, weight 3. Usable by Bard, Fighter, Monk, Paladin, Ranger, Thief, Fighter Mage, Thief, Mage Thief. Oil of Speed. This oil increases the movement and combat capabilities of the imbiber by 100%. Thus, a movement rate of 9 becomes 18, and a character normally able to attack once in a round attacks twice. However, this does not reduce spellcasting time. The duration of the effect is 1 hour. Statistics. Special. Doubles movement and attack rates, duration 1 hour, weight 1. Not usable by monk or wizard player. And a potion of healing. He's a fighter thief. And she knows these spells we've already read about. Okay. Finally. Time to get rolling. Gather our party.
Now.
And let's attack a gibberling. Have you had enough yet? If you're ready to go, I'll teleport you back outside. Otherwise, you better be ready for some more fighting. Bring on some more monsters. I'm not ready to quit yet. Good. Then I will create some more illusory monsters. This time I'll create some Zvarts. Zvarts are primarily mountain-dwelling creatures, but they can be often found on the coastway. Have you had enough yet? If you're ready to go, I'll teleport you back outside. Otherwise, you better be ready for some more fighting. Here we go. Same dialogue. Bring on some more monsters. I'm not ready to quit yet. Good, then I'll create some more illusory monsters. This time, I'm going to create some skeletons. Try to hold them at bay using Osprey's Turn Undead ability. To do this, just press down on the skull icon that appears on her toolbar. We could...
Hello? Yes, friend?
Yeah. No reason not to. We'll go ahead and
What
do it.
now, I wonder?
No, there is a limit. We're gonna go until he's done.
Hello?
Where to now? Done and done. Yes. Of course, yeah. What now, I wonder? Done and done.
Bring on some more monsters. I'm not ready to quit yet. I'm creating kobolds this time. They have bows, so you may have to use a different technique to fight them. This time I'll create some Tazloi. These creatures are usually only found in forests, but then again, Cloakwood is only a few days' travel north of Candlekeep, so he also starts speeding up. Bring on some more. Good, then I'll create some more illusory monsters. So he doesn't describe them, but he creates hobgoblins, which are new.
Spare no one! Forward march! Spare no one! Forward march!
Time for a bit of the rough and tumble.
Just a second, I need to answer the phone. It's my wife.
Forward march! Forward march! Forward march!
Beat this last one.
Forward march! Forward march! Spare no one! Forward march!
Now he just starts creating hobgoblins.
Time for a bit of the rough and tumble.
He does this for a few rounds.
Spare no one!
Then tells us he can't do it anymore.
Forward march! Forward march!
I always go until he says he can't, because you actually do get experience points for it.
Forward
Not a
march!
lot, but you get experience.
Forward march! 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 Spare no one! Spare no one!
It's like as soon as someone manages to score a hit, the hobgoblin dies every time.
Spare no one! Spare no one! Forward march! Spare no one! Spare no one! Forward march!
Son... Gniff? Niff? No. Hello to you too. I know you're talking to the illusory hobgoblins, but still. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here.
Spare no one! Spare no one! Forward march!
Time for a bit of the rough and tumble.
Got him. Alright. Let's tell him we're done. When he asks. I think I've had enough. Just take me outside. Okay then. Once I teleport you outside, you're not going to be able to get back in here again. This is for your own protection, as the illusions I use can sometimes be dangerous.
A simple task.
Alrighty. Now, Tiffany's home. It's already 10:30. I wanted to finish Candlekeep, but I don't think it's happening tonight. So, we did get through character creation. We got about halfway through Candlekeep. So that's pretty solid for a first stream, especially considering we got the ability scores we wanted. I'm going to end the stream here. This has been the introductory episode of Let's Play Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. Thank you all so much for joining me, those of you who are here live on Twitch. If you are new here and you liked what you saw, I hope that you will hit that follow button so that you can see every time we go live in the future. If you're watching later on YouTube, I realize it can be difficult to catch live streams. Schedules mismatch. Shit happens. But if you, first of all, please like the video if you enjoy the content. And second, more importantly, if you are worried about missing it, subscribe to the channel and you won't miss anything, because every ounce of content I create eventually makes its way over to the YouTube channel. Finally, regardless of the platform you're on, I hope you will consider joining our Discord server. The link to do so is in the Twitch channel description and in the YouTube video description. The Discord is where we discuss the games you'd like to see me play. It's where I make official channel announcements, and it's where there's a fun and ever-growing community of people who love video games just like you and me. The next stream is going to be on Thursday evening at the usual time, 8 p.m. MDT, and we're going to continue with Baldur's Gate. Hope to see most or all of you there. Bye-bye.